One FM and 1080 AM, The Fan.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Hi, friends. Welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you. That's me. To my left, Stephen Vaughn. Stevie Fire, Stevie Brackets in the house.
Stevie Fillin, Stevie Tahoe, Stevie Woke, Stevie Freedom. I'm all of it, bro.
Dude, you are all over the place. And per usual, that's Casey Smith over there on the ones and twos holding down the beats. Hello, friends. Welcome to the next week plus of my life. No Marang.
No Marang. That's sad, man. I love Marang. I just tell you what, Marang's been on fire lately too with the Dundon stuff and the Moda Center stuff. It's whether you agree with him or not, interesting stuff.
Dude, this show has leaned into it hard, man.
But I will say, he's gone hard. He probably deserves a little break from it too. He needs it for his own mental capacity.
Wow.
I'm looking out for my guy.
The fact that we have the 0 on the board behind you, Patrick, I think I'm going to agree with Steven on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of an update on the board behind me. I left it up to Isaac Ropp last night. I texted him and I said, Isaac, Isachi, the great all-knowing Isachi.
The great.
You can choose whether that's a 1 or a 0. He did not text me back, no big deal. I wasn't able to catch primetime, so I wasn't sure where he led. I was like, I'll come in today and I'll figure it out today. And I came in, I talked to the Sunrise guys, and I said, it's not good news, but I don't know if it's bad news. And Brandon just goes, nope, erases it and writes a 0. We almost got to 2, dude. We almost set a record at 2.
Which is crazy because in the summertime, it shouldn't be this hard. It should not be this hard to have no bad news.
Well, somebody yesterday said, well, if it wasn't for Tom Dundon, they would be arguing the top 10 power forwards in Blazer history.
Which I love, by the way.
Jeremy Grant.
Vanilla Gorilla.
Center easy.
Zach Collins.
Zebo, dog. Jermaine's
Jermaine's a center.
Back then,
okay. Back then,
he
probably.
he was like a $180.
That is true.
6'11", a $180.
I weigh more than Jermaine O'Neal did back then.
Travis Outlaw.
Harkless.
Can we go Travis Outlaw? Was he a small forward, power forward combo?
I think he's small forward. A lengthy wing.
He could swing over if you needed him. Denny Advia.
Brian Grant.
Give some love to Thomas Robinson.
Harvey Grant.
Don't give me this Denny Avdia stuff, all right? The man's a big wing, okay?
Power forward, bro. Get with it.
That's a 4. That's a 4.
Sorry, that was off the air there.
We were laughing before the show started about like Draymond Green being 6'6", but he can still like play center because he can rebound. Luka's bigger than him and can only play point guard. I find that so fascinating. But you were right, Steven. Like, we talked about this before the show that NBA has become positionless.
Right. It's been like that for a while, but I feel like it's really going that way, and the Blazers are very much embracing it with all the point guards that they have. So we'll see. Because you're right. As long as you have guys that can fill roles, because like you said, Draymond was 6'6", but he could rebound just as good as anybody. He could also guard guys that were 7 foot. So if you have that, you can play him anywhere. And so for the Blazers, if Denny Advia could rebound well, if he could rebound like a power forward, he could play power forward. If he could pass like a point guard, he could be a point guard. Just as our boy, LeBron. What position does he play? I don't really know.
I think he's always been a small forward that's just massive. But now,
see, I kind of felt like he was a power forward with the Heat.
I really thought he played the 4 in.
Wait, Chris
Cleveland.
Bosh wasn't the power forward in Miami?
Right, but
Chris
he also
Bosh they also had Birdman on the roster.
That's right.
They also had Ilgauskas on the roster.
He also was kind of the point guard on that team because Chalmers just kind of sucks.
Because, again, Norris Cole got a lot of minutes for a reason.
See what I'm saying?
They got angry at Mario.
Positionless.
Because Chalmers kind of sucks. I like that. If the NBA is positionless now, does that mean we have to stop hyping up the great Earvin Magic Johnson for being positionless himself?
Well, Ben Simmons was the next Magic Johnson. We all know this.
We all do know this. Speaking of the process.
That's right.
Shout out LaMelo Ball.
Is he supposed to be positionless too? Is he supposed to be Magic Johnson? No.
6'7" point guard.
6'7" point guard.
Oh God. Okay.
What
have we walked into here? I do not like this.
Reset. Start over.
Hi, friends, and welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. That's Steve Brackets over there. Oh, it's a Friday. I'm excited for a Friday. I'm excited to get in the weekend. I'll tell you, Steven, like, you know this because we text sometimes and see each other in the halls. This Blazer stuff's been exhausting. Danny and I have leaned into it really hard, and I'm very happy with how far we've leaned into it, especially into like the political city council, county commissioners kind of aspect of it. But dude, I am so excited to go to Providence Park tomorrow and watch baseball all weekend. And just not think about anything. Also, shout out LeBron for changing the show today. Appreciate you.
Right. Like, I was on vacation. I was in Lake Tahoe for a week, and so I really tried to stay away from social media. Just like, I'm going to try to reset as you should. But on the way home on Wednesday, we're driving back. I wanted to kind of get the news, make sure I was up to date on everything. So I started looking, and all it is Blazers, Tom Dutton, Moda Center, City Council votes. And I'm like, God, this sucks. I do not want to go back. And then I had to go back. So I'm with you. I only was in it for like one day. I'm exhausted already.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert.
Let's talk about it, though.
We will get into it a little bit. Oh.
You have that's the problem. You have to, because there are things that are like happening.
As preschool will say, what is it? Un petit peu. Un peu petit. I can't remember.
Sure.
But it's like a little bit in français.
That's right.
A little bit. Un petit
You're what
peu.
the French call les incompetents.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. So we'll do a little bit of that. But it is nice, and that's how I want this weekend to look, guys. I want us to all just kind of kick back a little bit, watch some baseball, eat a corn dog, do whatever you need, and just chill. You got plans for the weekend, Steven?
A lot of youth soccer, a lot of it, and youth basketball, I believe. Basketball's back. So my oldest, I believe he has 4 soccer games this weekend and 2 basketball games, but he's gonna miss a couple, so it'll be like 3 and 2. I want to say he's gonna play.
It's a lot of sports.
It's a lot of kids sports.
That's
but
a
I
lot
will
of
say, you know
sports.
what? I have a famous line on prime time. I hate being a dad, but I love my kids. I enjoy watching my kids play sports. I really do. Like, I find it fun. I don't know why. It should be terrible and it should be exhausting and stuff like that. I actually really love watching them play sports. So I'm excited.
I love sports. My children do not, and it's amazing.
See, I imagine it is, but I tell you what, I find it very prideful to watch them learn how to play sports and like figure things out. I actually really like it.
I hear you on that, but I also love sleeping in and not driving everywhere on Saturday
That's
and
gonna
Sunday.
suck. That
It's
is going
absolutely
to
amazing.
suck.
I know. I talked to the brand man, and I'm like, just BS. And what do you got this weekend? He's like, well, my kid's got this, the other kid's
Right.
got that, and I'm like, ooh, I ain't doing squadoosh.
Right.
I ain't got nothing.
See,
to
Casey's the
worry
one, man.
Man,
about.
what do you want a job for, dude? You ain't got. It's Friday. You ain't got S to do. Yeah, what's Casey gonna do tonight? Probably the same thing he does every night. Go home, take a nap, wake up at 7, eat awesome food that Steven and I can't eat anymore because we'll have heart attacks, and then go out drinking until 2 a.m.
That sounds about right.
Damn.
That sounds like a Friday.
Damn.
Those were the days, man.
I would just love to be able to eat the crappy food he's going to eat tonight.
I would love that.
I've got a shawarma just sitting in my bag right now.
See, that's too healthy for you. At your age, you need to be going way more off the grid.
It's food truck shawarma, so it's.
Oh, okay.
I'm still playing with fire.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of grease, a lot of oil, a lot of fat in there.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because if I'm you, tonight has Taco Bell written all over it.
Not with the lettuce stuff that's going on.
Oh, that's true. We'll just say no lettuce. Can you say no lettuce?
I can't go no lettuce
Yeah, I
on
know.
a Crunch Wrap
I love that-
Supreme.
Old Marang over there, he hates lettuce. He finds it worthless.
I don't hate that take. I don't hate that take. I love that Taco Bell and all the other fast food restaurants have gone flags half mass for the diarrhea. Have you noticed this?
No.
Go look around, like if there's any flags around like a Taco Bell, it will be half mass.
Really?
Yes. And
Because
it
it's
is-
not live moss,
Right.
it's half moss.
and it is because of the lettuce and the diarrhea. Half mass for diarrhea.
I know. I did learn that
Half moss.
I did learn that that it's not that Taco Bell gives you diarrhea, like the food is so bad that it gives you diarrhea. It's that people aren't used to consuming that much soy and fiber from the beans that it hits your body and your body goes, what is this? Also might be the hot sauce. It also might be
It
the
also
hot sauce.
could just be the quality of the food.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you
You're
talk to
playing
anybody,
with fire every
Dude,
time
Taco Bell
you go
meat.
there.
Taco Bell meat is like 70% soy. It
Why?
is not meat.
as Suk said, his kids work at Taco Bell and they just get it in a dehydrated bag, the meat, and then you put it in water and then
Yeah.
it turns into the Taco Bell meat.
Yep. It's like one of those little sponge dinosaurs.
Right.
Yeah, you just put it in, then all of a sudden it becomes a massive
And then we
dinosaur.
eat it.
And then we eat it.
We don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
That's just USA culture.
What would happen if you took that like dehydrated meat and like just ate it?
Like before.
Yeah. Would it expand in your stomach?
Death.
Just explode your stomach?
Probably. Wouldn't it?
I don't know. Like if you put it in a pill form and you put like 2 pills, okay?
Right.
Like a decent sized pill.
Right.
But you put it in a pill capsule
can't
and
be
throw it in. Would
can't
that
be good
sustain
for
you? Would that be like eating a
Like,
full
would
burrito?
you feel full?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Or would your body just immediately start
Just
breaking down
reject
the
it.
capsule?
Yeah, your body just instantly rejects it everywhere. I don't know. That's a great question. We need a scientist. Hey, if you're a scientist, text in.
Yes, we need some help here.
We need some science help
yeah,
here.
I don't know if anybody with like real knowledge listens to this show.
Taco Bell knowledge.
I need to know. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I've said it many times on the air. The highest paid research and development chef in the world is Taco Bell.
I remember I watched Conan, and he went to the Taco Bell like headquarters where they come up with all the new stuff because one of his guys loved Taco Bell. They come up with some fun stuff, and you're right. They get paid a lot, and they take it really seriously. It's very
They
interesting.
do get very creative.
Yeah.
They know their submarket, and they love to just pick on us every time.
Do you ever eat Taco Bell? Like Coach Vaughn.
No.
Coach Vaughn loves Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell. I'm not allowed to. If my wife can smell it on me,
See,
I'm on the couch. My kids, we drive by a Taco Bell, and I'm like, oh, Taco
what is
Bell's-
that? Where have you been?
like,
I know where you've been. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell sounds so
It has
good.
to be. It's a once a month thing for me. It can't be like I had Taco Bell a few weeks ago. We're running it back. That's just too much.
Like
fire.
Coach Vaughn will smash a bean burrito from Taco Bell.
My 9-year-old, when he was 7, I'll never forget this. We drove by Taco Bell. We have one kind of by our house. I picked him up from school. We drove by Taco Bell. And I think I like did one of those Homer Simpson, like out loud, oh, I'm hungry kind of thing. And I went, oh, Taco Bell sounds awesome. And my youngest, Bubba, he goes, you can't have Taco Bell. Mom says it gives you diarrhea. Mom gets diarrhea from just looking at the sign, is what my wife has told our children. I just get diarrhea looking at the sign.
Dude, back in the
They'll
day.
find out one day.
Back in the day, in my young 20s, when I had hair, I remember we ate McDonald's 2 days in a row, and Coach Vaughn then smelled me, and she's like, "What? Why does it smell like McDonald's?" She smelled my hair. It legit smelled like McDonald's.
Wow. Seeping out
Just
your pores.
sweating it out.
Yeah, and since then, like I can't really eat it very much because it's just
The only
it makes
Mc-
me smell like McDonald's.
Yeah, the only
Just
Mc-
lingers on you.
I also don't have hair now, so I don't know what it would smell like. But
the only McDanks I ever eat if I do is the breakfast.
breakfast is solid.
Yeah, breakfast is solid.
Breakfast is always solid.
But I'm sure there's like cancer in the English muffin and lard in the sausage patty.
We
It
do so
can't
much.
be good for you.
We do so much
But
bad
it
stuff to our
tastes
body
so
anyways. It
good.
doesn't matter.
Right. You know what? I'm having Taco Bell tonight.
Let's go get Taco Bell after the show.
Let's just DoorDash some Taco Bell in here. Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you all today. We'll touch a little bit on that county vote. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's a little exhausting. Let's let it play out a little bit. Paul Dolan, Apple TV, MLS. He'll be on the call for the Portland Timbers against Real Salt Lake tomorrow. We'll interview him in the Big Nooner. I'm excited to talk to him. Some college football stuff, some NBA stuff, some NFL stuff, some WNBA stuff. I got Stevie Fire in the house.
Hell yeah.
But we'll start with La Process in Philadelphia. 105.1 The Fan and The Fan Sports Network.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
He got bad intentions. Hope you all had a kitty day.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of a happy Friday, historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can jump over in on the YouTubes. 105.1 The Fan is the channel. Smash that like and subscribe. Jump in the chat. Be nice to each other, okay? It's a Friday, all right? Nice and easy kind of day. I love how we were goofing at the beginning of the show, Steven, about talking about the greatest power forwards in the history of the Blazers and
right.
how stupid of an idea I think that is. Buck Williams,
Maurice
Mark
Lucas.
Bryant. You guys missed LaMarcus Aldridge and Rasheed Wallace. It's like we definitely could have done that.
Also missed Mo Lucas.
Mo Lucas.
I was just throwing out names.
I know. Sebastian Telfair,
Steve
Raymond
Blake,
Felton, Damian Lillard.
Sasha Pavlovich,
Still, I'm going with Zach Collins, pillar of the franchise.
Boom J.
Connaughton.
Pat Connaughton.
Josh Hart, Dante Cunningham.
You can get away with Josh Hart at the 4, I think.
You could.
He's like a Draymond.
Exactly. He
Positionless.
right.
Yeah.
You go look at the Knicks, he is legitimately a power forward.
He is
on that
positionless.
team, yeah.
Well, I think OG is. Well, no, that is a weird team.
I would
'Cause
say-
who's the center on that team? Nobody.
Right.
They don't have a center.
Because Brunson's
Mitch Robinson off the
Brunson's
bench.
the one. I would say Bridges is probably more of the 2.
2? Yeah.
OG is a 3-4, but Josh Hart gets 10 boards a night.
Oh.
How can he not be the power forward?
Harris goes to the strip club to cover up the Taco Bell smell before going home, and my kids play with glitter all the time, so I'll never get in trouble.
Right, because your wife would be like, man, what's that smell? It smells like stripper. That's fine. Taco Bell? What did you have, Patrick? How dare you?
I was just doing arts and crafts.
She would argue that at least the club is a form of art.
It's probably
At least you were exposing yourself to some culture.
little
that's-
little
yeah.
dancing.
Arts and craft.
Yeah, that's
art
just-
and craft beer.
That's just spending money to speed up the colon cancer.
You also might be a little cleaner after that, after the strip club, than you would after Taco Bell.
You might be, dude. You might be.
right. Half mass.
I'm sure they half moss. I'm sure they wash their hands. Is there like food handlers stuff going on at clubs? I've never worked one. I should do that before I die. Be kind of fun, right?
Can't say I really know if they have great food handling services.
I mean, it's a public establishment.
I'm sure they got good eats.
Shams Charania came out today with the tweet that was
Shams.
confirmed by one LeBron James that he will be taking his talents to Philadelphia to join the 76ers on a 2-year deal for $8 million. We can get to some contract stuff here in a moment. But just initial reactions. I thought the Sunrise guys that broke on their show, they nailed it. It's the right basketball move. I just didn't expect it. LeBron doesn't always make the right basketball choices. I think LeBron always makes the right LeBron choices. For him to do this in Philly, it was on the table. I don't want to say that I'm shocked that he signed in Philly, but I am surprised.
I am surprised. When I saw it was Philly, I was a little surprised. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be a Cleveland or a Miami situation. Kind of, nostalgia, go back to where you've been before. So it's going to be weird to see LeBron in a Philly jersey, but you're right. Basketball-wise, like LeBron can still play, his defense is not great. I still think that a lot of times he doesn't have the quickness, obviously. So when he gets into half court, it's basically I'm going to back you down and I'm going to just play bully ball on you, which can work, and it can work in the playoffs. It did. He beat the Houston Rockets basically by himself doing that whole thing. Him and Luke Kennard did. So he can definitely help. And I think, like, if I look at Philly, I already had Philly pretty high up. Like, I think in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks, you have to say they're the favorite in the East. I don't think there's really any question after that. So they'd be their own tier. I already had Philly kind of in the tier below after getting Jaylen Brown. In that tier, I think getting LeBron, I would move them up over everybody in that tier. Like, I would think they are the clear second team in the Eastern Conference after New York. So if I'm LeBron and I'm really trying to add one more title to my legacy, that's probably the best spot. It's better than Cleveland. It's better than Golden State. It's better than Miami. Going to Philly was the smartest choice to win a title. I actually, as a guy who doesn't really like LeBron, I can actually give him a little round of applause here. I think it's pretty cool what he did.
Yeah, I think that's the surprising factor, again, is that this is the most non-LeBron thing that I've seen him do in a long time. Look, Lakers was for his brand. Heat was to be the dream team. Cleveland twice, one you didn't choose, but the other one you chose.
That's home.
That's
I'm coming home.
That's home, totally. So all of this makes sense. To finally make a choice for basketball is, I think, gains a lot of clout for him. And what I'll say about the fit for him in Philly, I mean, we've been laughing for the last 24 minutes about positionless basketball. LeBron these days is truly positionless these days. And he kind of always has been his career, just because nobody's body is really built like LeBron. But if you're adding this team of VJ Edgecombe, a young, up-and-coming, promising, high-flying athlete, a Tyrese Maxey, who's a bucket getter, Jaylen Brown, who I think is a very, very good player, despite, Danny disagreeing with me, and a bunch of all of a sudden out of the woodwork analytics that think Jaylen Brown sucks, which is not me, and Joel Embiid, who's an MVP and, when healthy, a pretty dominant force. You put a LeBron in that's the cherry on top. And I think when we go back and look at all this, that is probably what LeBron was looking for the most, is where am I the perfect fit without being the guy? And that was why, honestly, and I mean this honestly, LeBron would have fit in Portland really well, because he would have been that spot that they really needed. He would have fit in Minnesota really well, because he would have been in that spot that they really need, because they got rid of Naz Reid. That's what makes this whole thing interesting. Miami, to me, where are you going to play, bro? You and Bam and Giannis? Like, who's shooting the basketball there? You want to go. I thought Cleveland still was a decent idea with Spider and Harden, and then you get Mobley at the 4. He moves into that 3, but I think he's better suited, especially with his IQ of just I will help you guys figure out how to make this thing work in Philly.
Yeah, the Cleveland one doesn't make sense to me because Harden is so ball dominant that LeBron at this
ball distribution really becomes an issue.
Yeah.
It feels like a better Warriors, which we never thought was going to be a good fit either.
Right. And that's the thing is I think the Warriors would have been the most fascinating, just because if they would have gotten another move to go out and get Anthony Davis, something like that would have been fun to watch.
Again, but you still need another piece
right.
with that Warriors.
Right. I think that team's a play-in team, even if they had LeBron. So
this is LeBron going, well, if the league is waiting for me to make the move, then I'm going to make the move best for me, because if dominoes are still supposed to be falling after this LeBron move, I can't expect that if I go to Golden State, if I go to Cleveland, that I'm going to be in the right fit that I necessarily need to be with the roster that they have at the very moment.
Right. LeBron is an all-timer, no doubt about it.
Sure.
But at this stage in his career, he's the final piece. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what he is with Philadelphia. Philadelphia, when they got the big piece in Jaylen Brown, they went out and they got great role players, Dean Wade, Anthony Simons. Those are really good role players that you can add. Simons can come off the bench and shoot the basketball. Dean Wade, one of the better defenders in the NBA at like 6'9", 6'10". He can also shoot the corner 3, one of the best corner 3-point shooters in the league. You got to get LeBron. He is the final piece, and that's what he kind of is. That's what his role is. And I think Philly can kind of mess around with that and tinker with it. They are pretty talented, like you said, Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown. Like, you may not have to play LeBron a ton in the regular season, and make sure that he's healthy for that postseason, because that's the run you need. And then, of course, the wild card in Embiid. When Embiid was healthy, he dominated that Celtics series.
Without a doubt.
He was by far the best player in that series. He still has that in him, but you just can't count on it. I don't think you may not have to need to count on it now. It's almost like a cherry on top if you can get Embiid. Like, I just think LeBron made this choice basketball-wise, and it's really smart, and I give him a lot of credit for it.
Over on the YouTubes, Bleak says this, speaking of Jaylen Brown, Jaylen may get the touches of a number 1, but there's no way in hell he gets to consider it his team with LeBron on the roster. That ego-S show is going to be a fun train wreck to watch. That will also be the other interesting thing, because let's not get it twisted. There's a reason LeBron ain't in L.A. anymore.
Right.
Because it ain't his team.
Let's not get it twisted. I don't even think that, as it stands right now, that this Philly team is LeBron's team.
Well, that's
LeBron plays for this team, but we haven't seen it. Joel Embiid, when Joel Embiid is the healthiest guy on the floor,
it should honestly be Maxey's team. Maxey is the best player on that team.
Right, but what was all the narrative about Jaylen Brown coming out of Boston? He was tired of winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and being the second best player on his team to Jason Tatum.
Right.
That seemed to be the narrative. Whether it was true or not internally, we might never know, but at least that was the narrative being said. In theory, he goes to Philly, and they're kind of like, here's the keys, bud. You're the star player now. But if LeBron walks in, that will be the other interesting. Can LeBron take that backseat? Because he couldn't with Luka.
No.
But is that a Luka problem?
But he's going to have to take kind of a backseat because, again, the paying scale in the NBA, I'm not going to – again, LeBron's only getting paid $8 million over 2 years. I'm going to make sure my assets that I have over the long term are good.
When I worked for the Blazers,
they're set.
When I worked for the Blazers, this is the one thing that really stood out to me. My boss, he told me this. He goes, look, it's easy to judge talent. Like, you can judge that. But what's hardest to judge is will a player change his role when he gets to the NBA? Because guys play a certain way their entire life, right? Like, I think of Damian Lillard. He's had the ball in his hands the entire time of his life as he's played basketball, 30-plus years. He goes to Milwaukee. He kind of struggled a little bit. LeBron has done this for 40 years, one way, his way. And it's worked great. It's made hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars at some point. He's going to own an NBA team. He has so many projects. Is he going to take a backseat for 1 year?
But is
hard. That is hard to say. Look, maybe he can do it for a little bit, but it is hard to say, yeah, he can do that for sure for 1 whole year. I'm going to take a backseat to everybody.
He's going to have to do it because he's choosing to.
I think maybe
they can't tell him to.
I think maybe physically he does because, again, when you throw out that I considered retirement after the end of this last season because my body was torn to shreds, you have to take a backseat a little bit physically. But again, LeBron is still the smartest mind that basketball has ever seen.
Yeah.
So he's going to enhance everyone around him. Iron sharpens iron. Everyone's going to get the benefit of being next to LeBron.
I agree with you guys. I think he will. But there is, to that commenter's point, there is a scenario where this does just blow up in everyone's face.
Oh, and we'll watch.
There is a lot of egos that we will watch.
Oh, and we'll watch
and celebrate.
I'll be curious if there's any opt-outs for LeBron in this contract.
Ooh.
You know, what kind of the language is.
Yeah.
We'll get to some contract stuff in a minute. Let's stick here with LeBron James, though. How does this shape the Eastern Conference? You kind of touched on it a little bit, Steven, but also how does this compare to the Western Conference? And is that part of the decision in going to Philly? More LeBron here. Next, there's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, LeBron James has officially made his decision. According to Shams Charania and Rich Paul, LeBron will join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal. LeBron said that he seriously considered retirement, but ultimately decided on one final run for a championship in Philadelphia. Over to the WNBA, as Portland Fire guard Bridget Carlton will compete in the three-point contest tonight at 5 p.m. Carlton will become the first Fire representative to compete in a WNBA All-Star event. Some NFL news if you missed it yesterday, as former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia has been waived by the Baltimore Ravens. Waiving Pavia allowed the Baltimore Ravens to make room for newly acquired center Ethan Posich, who just signed a deal from the Cleveland Browns. And finally, your Portland Timbers are back in action tomorrow night for their second game of the week, taking on Real Salt Lake for a 7:30 kickoff inside Providence Park. Make sure to catch all of your Timbers game day coverage tomorrow right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame starts at 6:30. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Laura Case from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
best I can and let the chips fall where they may.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. You keep digging.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Hanging out here in LeBron land. We won't spend all day on it, but I do think it deserves a lot. It's a little surprising in the timing. I'll just kind of start there. I was very surprised that he didn't do some sort of a decision type thing. That Rich Paul just leaked it to Shams, or Shams as we like to call him. Yeah. Shams. I'm a little surprised that he didn't do the big theatrical thing like LeBron normally does.
I know he just lengthened it out, put us all put us in hostage again as he always does. Then there's a little Shams tweet. That was it.
I like how he was probably ready to make this announcement a week ago, and then the NBA was like, dude, we need you to hurry up. And he's like, oh, yeah?
Nah, dude.
Fine. Changed my mind.
Let me sit on this.
I can kind of respect that, I'll be honest. I respect that out of LeBron.
Two things real quick. This one might be opening a giant can of worms, but I'll throw the jaw grenade in there. By the way, I'm trying to get that to catch on. I'll throw the jaw in there. Because he does the grenade toss, or he used to. They don't let him do it anymore. Or was he doing the missile launcher?
I think he did.
Which one did they not?
The grenade.
Which one do they not let him do now?
I don't think you should really do any of those.
Okay, but I'm still going to call it throwing the jaw in there because it's in the grenade.
Right.
If he does,
was just the finger gun 3-pointer.
Oh, okay.
So that one.
Okay.
He did grenade. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, because he does the 3 right, and he kind of like turns it at the side. Is what he used to do.
Yeah, I got a $75,000 fine for it.
Okay. But he can throw the grenade or the bazooka.
Yeah. Ooh,
I like the grenade from Jaw.
Grenade.
Yeah, I think you should keep doing the grenade.
The problem is he's got to make a 3-pointer first.
The other problem is he's got to be available
and play.
Yes. To throw the jaw into this, if LeBron doesn't win a title in Philly, is it a bust? Are we going to play that game with LeBron? That you better win a title or we're going to kill you for it? Are we going to play that game?
Dumb people will. Yeah, dumb people will play that. It should have
the 4-letter on the TV behind me will. Yeah.
Yes.
LeBron has won a title on every team that he's been on other than that original Cleveland squad.
That's true.
So I mean,
do you expect it? Do you expect one?
I don't not expect. I expect them
think
to
Philly
be a
fans are
contender.
going to expect one.
Right.
Especially with the roster that you have loaded up around them, you have to expect to be a contender or at least a 2-3 seed.
Well, and I think that's what's interesting in the shape of how this shapes the rest of the league. We've talked a lot about this ad nauseum on this program, and Steven, I know you're a hooper, so you see it as well. With the second apron, with roster reconstruction kind of limitations and people worrying about, your homegrown talent, you won't be able to pay them all and what that future looks, and the parity of the NBA, 8 champions in a row that are all different. From a paper standpoint, this is the anti of all of that. Who's the worst player on the Philadelphia 76ers? VJ Edgecombe? How many teams in the NBA would take VJ Edgecombe right now?
Every team.
Every single team.
Every single team.
So this is maybe one of the last opportunities we will see of a quote-unquote super team.
You might be right on that. And the thing about it is for LeBron especially, he needs this, is he needs young guys around him that can run around and play defense and do those type of things.
That's why we thought Luka and Reeves would work, but that might be something more. Also, the Lakers were not fans of LeBron anymore.
Right.
New ownership was not the buses.
But the problem with the Lakers is that Luka doesn't play defense, Austin Reeves doesn't play defense, LeBron doesn't really play defense as well.
Not anymore, yeah.
Right. And so they just struggled defensively, where VJ Edgecombe has a chance to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. He was last season. We saw what he could do. I believe it was Doc Rivers, I want to say this offseason, said he thinks he's going to be the best defender in the NBA at some point as an on-ball defender. So that'll take a lot of pressure off LeBron. Jaylen Brown can play defense. I think he's at that age where he's kind of deciding, I don't really want to play defense anymore, but we've seen in instances in the finals when it gets to big-time games, he's willing to go out and actually guard some people. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to take a lot of pressure off LeBron. Joel Embiid, again, great help defender when he has to be. LeBron put himself in a spot where he doesn't have to do much. Like, he just has to fill the holes that this team has, and this team didn't have a ton of holes.
And maybe be a leader.
Right. Winner. He is a winner. Yeah. He's a leader. I agree with that. And so I think he just kind of has to do random stuff and coordinate the team. He kind of has to be that point guard, because Maxi's not necessarily a point guard. Edgecombe's not a point guard. Brown's not a point guard. Like, LeBron is kind of going to be the pseudo point guard on offense. That's his job. He's got to set everyone up. He's got to get everyone in the right spots. And we'll see if he can do. I mean, he's done that in the past.
I would say the biggest knock on this Philly squad is small guards. We know a lot about that here in Portland. Now, is Tyrese
Edgecombe is small.
Is Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe a better duo than Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum? I might say yes. Duo.
They're different.
They're different. Dame's the better player of all four of them.
Right.
But would I rather?
They also have a Joel Embiid at the
True.
five,
but I'm
which
just
makes
talking
a
about. I'm
difference.
just talking about those guards together.
Right.
We know a lot about small guards in this town. Okay. Dame is better than all four of all of the four names. But Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, if you are running small guards, is a nice duo to have.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Jaylen Brown is what, 6'7", 6'6"? So there's your size there. LeBron's 6'8".
And Edgecombe plays bigger than he is.
I agree with that as well because he can jump out of a gym. He's like the new Jaw.
He rebounds. He plays deep. He's strong. Like, that's the problem with the Blazers. CJ didn't play big. Dame didn't play big. Edgecombe plays big.
What team in the East matches up well against this new 76ers roster?
I don't know who does because if Embiid is healthy, I don't know who matches up with Embiid.
The Knicks are the one because the thing about Maxey is he's so quick and so athletic, but he is so small. The Knicks throw Bridges and OG and even Landry Shamet.
But the thing is,
who on
OG is going to be probably taking LeBron in that matchup.
Who on
Josh Hart probably takes Tyrese.
See, I don't know about that. I think they put him on Maxey. I think Maxey's that good.
Who on Philly guards Cat?
Jaylen Brown?
I think it's a fair question.
That is fair because Embiid's not that because Embiid's staying by the hoop.
Can't stretch him.
No, he's
Can't
staying
stretch
by the
him.
hoop.
Nope.
So it's got to be Jaylen Brown or LeBron.
Does this make the East harder to get out of than the West?
I think it just makes the East a lot more competitive.
I agree.
Is the East better than the West?
No.
I don't think so.
The
no.
West got real depth, especially when you
Towards the end of the play, if you're going all the way down to 10, like if I'm the Blazers, you have a better chance of making the playoffs in the West than you do the East.
I think the teams in the West, I think the
I don't
teams
know
that
if I
were
agree
bad in the West got worse.
Think of the teams that were in
and
the play-in for the
sold.
East. The Magic, they should be better.
They're better than the Blazers. The Hornets are better than the Blazers.
Hornets got better. Heat got better. They're all in the play-ins.
Hornets might get better. That's still a huge. That's still a huge question mark. You get rid of LaMelo Ball, and now you're forcing Kobe White to
and
be
Miles
true.
Bridges.
I'm not a LaMelo guy.
I don't mean to.
I think LaMelo is
And
a
I'm big
losing
on
basketball player.
I'm big on Kobe White, and I'm big on the long con, but that's still a tough duo to go up against. Again, Tyrese Maxey or VJ Edgecombe.
I'm just saying, like, if you go down to the end of the playoffs, you go down to like 10, like from 6 to 10. The Western Conference is not as good as the Eastern Conference.
The 6 to 10 after 6 is Minnesota. Can we all agree
Minnesota's
that
really good?
OKC, San Antonio, Denver, healthy Luka Reeves.
Yes.
And the all whites Lakers.
Yes.
Houston Rockets.
Yes.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's a
right?
tier. That's a tier of their
So
own.
there's your 6 right there. In the East, you have Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Toronto. Toronto with Kawhi, assuming that goes through, and Atlanta. Atlanta's a very good team right now. Okay? Your 6s are even. Your top 6s are even. 7, 8, 9, 10 in the West, Portland, Phoenix, Clippers, Warriors. 7 through 10 in the East, Sixers,
tough.
Magic, Hornets, Heat.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, here's the other thing.
The East might be better.
East got loaded.
Here's
East is loaded now.
But let me throw something else at you. Milwaukee's gotten worse.
Yep.
This is the bottom of it. Milwaukee's gotten worse. Chicago's the same.
Trash.
Brooklyn's
the same. Indiana's going to be better.
Indiana's
My Pacers.
gonna be good as well.
because they'll get Hallie back.
Because Hallie will be back.
Like, that's a legit playoff team as well.
The Wizards
They're sneaky. I mean,
have DeBonsa, Trae Young, AD, Sar.
I'm still out on that one.
I don't think they're ready, but
I'm
I think
out on-
they're better than what they're going to.
I am so out on Alex Sar. You cannot convince me anyone that gets 83 buckets put on their forehead has a chance to be a strong defender.
Now, here's your bottom of the West. Pelicans, they're not better.
Great point.
83 of them.
The Pelicans are not better. The Mavericks have gotten
Mavericks are
better,
better.
but they're still going to be in the bottom.
They'll be better because Cooper's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't know that, but he should take a step up even for what he was.
And I think Morez is going to be good for them as well.
Right.
And depends on when you get Kyrie back as well.
Right.
Is Memphis better? I think they're building.
Memphis got worse.
But I think Memphis is not
Memphis
better.
They
got
still
worse.
stink.
The Kings
Stink.
might be the worst team in basketball.
History.
The Utah Jazz.
Got real good.
See, I think Utah is looking at the Western Conference saying we
Got
can make the
real
play-in. We can make it. We can make it this year.
I think they're better than Portland.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is, like, I think if I'm the Blazers, I'm glad I'm in the Western Conference. I can make the play-in. I don't know that the Blazers the Blazers are fighting to make the play-in in the Eastern Conference. They'll be fighting in the Western Conference, sure. But I think the Eastern Conference, you go 1 through 10, you don't have the top, like the Spurs and the Thunder, I think are the two best teams in the NBA. Even though they did just lose to the Knicks, I do think that they're still better than the Knicks.
Is this Big Ten SEC?
If I'm power rating, yes.
Top
Strength of schedule.
Top of the West is the best, but
Yeah.
the East is deeper.
Yep. I think it's right.
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I know the Knicks won the title last year, and I don't want.
I don't think they're the best team.
I don't want to take away from them while I'm about to take away from them. I don't think they're the best team.
Do we think they can run it back?
No.
No.
I don't.
8 different teams have won.
I think there's a
championships.
7-6 guy in Texas right now that's going to have another thing to say about that.
Yep.
And I think there's a 2-time MVP in Oklahoma that might have something to say
Agreed.
too. I think SGA is going to come out hungry this year. Also, Nikola Jokic is still better than anybody in the East.
Maybe the Thunder can stay somewhat healthy this year.
Mm-hmm. And Luka Doncic, does he become a top 5 scorer again?
So the top 6 in the West is better than the top 6 in the East, but
the rest is the East.
The East has the depth down to about 11, 12.
You got LeBron James for $8 million? At least he was true to his word. Should you take that homie discount? Next, 105.1 The Fan.
technology and stuff.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Coming up in hour number deuce, we will get to the county and their situation from yesterday. They had not resolved when we went off the air. And surprise, surprise, surprise. The number has changed from 1 to 0. We didn't even get to 2.
Couldn't even make it out of the weekend.
I really thought we were going to get to 2. In fact, I came in this morning trying to convince people that it should go to 2, and they were like, no. And over on the YouTube's like, it should be -1. Like, that's not fair.
You shouldn't have to convince people. That's the thing. If you have to convince people, that gives you your answer right there. I know it when I see it.
Binary Brewing and the Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for a limited time. Taste the Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location and ask them about their only Fan. So good. Only the Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. So last little bit about LeBron, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be about LeBron. He did hang to his promise, though. And not necessarily a promise, but to his statement of he wasn't worried about the money. He was just looking for a good place to win. 2 years, $8 million. We were laughing before the show. There are kids in college basketball. They're going to make more than LeBron James.
There's at least a dozen guys in college basketball that make more than LeBron James is this year.
That's insane. Like,
including the dude that went to Kentucky that was going to be a second-round pick this year, the Iowa State kid.
Like, did Darius Acuff Jr. make more money at Arkansas than LeBron will in Philly?
Yes.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yes.
Now, Danny and I don't know how much you have caught this, Steven, but Danny and I are very pro get your bag in the sense of, look, if somebody wants to pay you X amount of dollars, you should never get hosed for taking the money. Okay, I know Mariner fans will never forget Alex for taking the money in Texas, but they offered him $250 million over 10 years. Blew the largest contract out of the water in Major League history. Where do you sit on taking the discount? Because let's be real, LeBron made $50 million last year. There ain't many books in the NBA that can afford LeBron James right now.
For me, Patrick, I think it's great that LeBron did it. I think it's awesome because he said he was going to do it and he did it. Would I ever do that? Probably not. And so I don't blame people for wanting to go get as much money as possible. Now, LeBron is in a different situation. Tom Brady was in a different situation.
They're loaded.
Right. But like Jalen Brunson took a little bit less. Wembanyama took a little bit less.
And they didn't need to. And I think it is very commendable that they do that. And you're putting a lot of trust in that franchise if you're taking a little bit off, that they're going to put the right pieces around you. Because look, like these guys all want to win and they all care about their legacy a ton. And they should, because that's what they do. They play professional sports. You care about your legacy. I probably would never do it. I would say, look, I'm trying to get as much money as possible. I'm trying to get the Gary Trent Jr. contract. Yeah, and I
think it's cool when LeBron actually says it, because I didn't believe him. When I read that tweet, I remember I was sitting there at primetime. I'm like, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
Spit out your coffee.
Yeah. I'm like, really? LeBron's going to take a pay cut? He's going to play for the minimum? I'll believe that when I see it. Well, guess what? I see it, and now I have to believe it. And so, look, again, I'm not a big LeBron guy, but hats off to him for how he kind of handled this whole situation. He went to the best basketball team that he could go to, and he took less money. Like, that's awesome. It's going to help the team out.
Do you think, because the reality is LeBron doesn't need this.
No.
If LeBron wins a title in Philly, it's not changing his legacy. People have already made up their minds. Like,
right.
We're not about to have that argument, but people have already made up their minds how they feel about LeBron. If he wins another title, I don't think that's going to change a whole lot of minds. That's, I think, to put a bow on this whole situation, is I don't know LeBron's true motivations.
Right.
And that's why I'll do it for $4 million a year, or I'll go to Philly where I have no ties because it's the best roster. Like, I don't know what his true truth serum lie detector test benefits and gains are to play 2 more years. And it can be as simple as I just love basketball and I want to win.
Yeah.
But I don't think LeBron operates that way. Everything with LeBron is so calculated. It's cringy. It's I do it for the best of the league when it looks really selfish most of the time. So I'd be very curious to know what it's really in it for him.
Well, and the weird part about Brady is, like, Brady took pay cuts when he played, but now it seems like Brady's selling out for everything.
And I think Brady went to Tampa to stick it to New England.
Right.
To Belichick specifically. I don't know if there's He's not in Philly to stick it to L.A.
No.
Nobody cares about that.
And so that's why, like, I feel like this whole situation is so interesting, and it threw me off guard that he went to Philly, and it is a wild situation that LeBron is in Philadelphia because I was not expecting it, and the way it went down was not the way I expected it to go down, and it's opposite of what the other kind of GOATs have done at the end of their career, where Brady did take a pay cut, and then he went to, Tim Bay, like I said, to stick it to New England. LeBron's just kind of doing it because he's like, I want to win another title. Like, can that really all be it?
It can't be. I don't buy it.
But I don't know what else it is.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing I can think of is, like, he says, I want to win another title with a fourth team because no one else has ever done that, really. Like, to be a leader on a team for 4 or 5.
That's why, because he's probably still chasing.
What is it
He probably
about,
thinks he has a chance to beat him, and it's not going to happen.
What is it about Philly compared to any other team that was throwing out offers that really cemented the decision?
Oh, it's the best roster. It's the best roster he could have gone to. I don't think it's close.
Again, best roster, but if he's not necessarily championship chasing, then what are we doing? You're just trying to go out there and have the best. You're just trying to play fun basketball.
I'm with you. I hate the term championship or ring chasing. That's the whole point of sports, is to win championships.
It's to win.
So why do we get mad at people that quote unquote ring chase?
Just want to win.
They're trying to win. Dude, I would want to win a championship too.
I'm ring chasing my whole life.
Right. I think it'd be great.
Still ring chasing.
I'm not going to go to play for the Dallas Mavericks or the Memphis Grizzlies where I can get my most shots. Like, I'm trying to win a title in my career.
Plus, I'm 40 years old. I don't want to lose and be on a developing roster.
Right.
Like, I'm not here for that. I just want to go get buckets and walk into the sunset.
Real quick, and we'll get out of here and get to hour number deuce. The last things. LeBron plays less than 2 years. LeBron plays only 2 years. LeBron plays more than 2 years. Choose one.
I think he's
tough.
It is because it's a 2-year deal, but the second year is a player option. I think he plays 2 more years.
I also think he plays 2 more years.
I'm going to take the under.
You take the under.
You think this is his final year?
I think he walks this one into the sunset.
Ooh, if he gets a chip, I bet you he walks.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he gets a chip, he walks.
Man, that's tough. I don't know.
But hey, LeBron doesn't win chips the first time he's in the city. Just reminder that. Takes a little bit. Takes a little bit.
That Dallas series.
Dude, Dallas was good.
Rough.
Hour number deuce is next. The county doing county things. Why can't we just figure this out? The board says 0. 105.1 The Fan.
This is Kennedy.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, LeBron James has officially made his decision. According to Shams Charania and Rich Paul, LeBron will join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal. LeBron said that he seriously considered retirement but has ultimately decided on one final run for a championship in Philly. Your Portland Timbers are back in action tomorrow night for their second game of the week, taking on Real Salt Lake for a 7:30 kickoff inside Providence Park. Per Adam Sussman and GM Ned Grabavoy, Pipe Mora will play his final game as a Timber on Saturday night. Make sure to catch all of your Timbers game day coverage tomorrow right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame starts at 6:30. Over to the WNBA as Portland Fire guard Bridget Carlton will compete in the three-point contest tonight at 5 p.m. as Carlton will become the first Fire representative to compete in a WNBA All-Star event. And finally, some NFL news if you missed it yesterday, as former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia has been waived by the Baltimore Ravens. Waiving Pavia allowed the Ravens to make room for newly acquired veteran center Ethan Posich. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt.
Hour number deuce here. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that, the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your pods. Casey usually gets the first hour up. Give him about 15, 20 minutes. He's usually pretty on top of it. But if you can't wait, you can jump over on the YouTubes or the Odyssey app, rewind, fast forward, except for into the future. For that would be impossible. Some fun stuff to get to this hour. Stephen Vaughn in the 2 chair with me today, so we got to talk some WNBA.
Let's go.
There's a little bit of NFL. We'll have web gems this hour. And then in the big nooner, we'll get to some college football as SEC Media Days have wrapped up. And then Paul Dolan from MLS Apple TV will join us in the big nooner. We'll talk a little Timbers and MLS. I got a bunch of stuff to ask him, not just Timbers related, but MLS in general. But it starts here. We talked about this at nauseum yesterday and pretty much everything at nauseum for the last few weeks. The Multnomah County Board of Governors, what do we call them? County Commissioners, County Representatives.
That sounds right.
Got together to vote on their, $6 they're going to put into the Moda Center renovations. And they couldn't come to an agreement. In fact, they couldn't come to an agreement to the point where they couldn't even agree to decide to vote that day. So that vote has now been pushed. I believe the date is August 6th. There is positive news out of this, and I'm not trying to spin it, but that was why, if you're just joining us and don't know, I've written on the board behind me that you can see on YouTube, days since bad news. That was at a 1 yesterday. It is now a 0 today. And the reason I was semi-fighting for 2 is because they did push this back, but there were rumors that they were going to push it back to August 13th, which would have then pushed back the city vote on the 12th, and that would have been bad news. However, them being gutless, dare I say, and not voting yesterday has made this another dark day. And before I get your thoughts, Stephen, I just want to get back to this gutless thought. You're arguing about, I'm right, you're wrong, you're an idiot, I'm an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Then put your name on it. Go to a vote. If you're a no, then be a no. But you're a no and you don't want to vote because you know you're going to lose. So you just kick this can down the road. It's the most Trump thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't want to deal with it now. Let's deal with it later and see if I can't rally my votes.
It's just the worst, man. It's just, let's just get this done and over with, right? Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sick of just the thoughts and the fear mongering and all of it. Well, let's find out if all this fear is true. Let's find out.
Exactly.
Let's find out if all the stuff that we've heard for the last couple of months that this team is gonna move. I read. Remember the first column back in the day? It is a done deal basically. The Blazers are moving. This was months ago by our guy over there at the Oregonian, or at Oregon Live.
Speak for yourself.
It's just like I want to see if it's true. Like let's have this vote instead of let's push it back. So that's why the bad days had to go back to 0, because it is a bad day that we had to move it back. And they are gutless, but it's also the city of Portland. We kind of knew this was going to happen. Portland just kind of, politics wise just kind of sucks. It just does. It is what it is, but that's the city we live in. That's the city we love. And I'm just with you, man. I'm just over it. I want it to be done because I wanted to see what will happen. I want to know what the future is because to me, Patrick, the future, it's always been this. I don't think Tom Dundon came to Portland wanting to move. I never did. I never have. I never will. He wanted to come to Portland to get a new arena or at least a renovated Moda Center because he sees the potential in it that he can make a ton of money.
And to be fair, whoever was going to come in was going to need that.
Right. And so I don't think he came here saying, oh, the politics in Portland are so terrible, I'm going to be able to manipulate this and move the team. No. He wanted to come in and just build here and make it a thing. He said that. He said, look, that was the plan. And now it's turned into a whole thing where he's trying to move the team and all this stuff. And that's not it. It's always been on the city of Portland, and it always will be. If the Blazers are to leave, it's because of them.
We went through it yesterday. I heard you guys on Primetime do it a couple days ago. Yesterday, Dirt and Sprague had a guy on from Kansas City who basically we just walked it all out. It's like, where are they going to go? I was talking with the great famous Terry Boyd this morning. You can catch him in the mornings over on 92.3. And he was like, is he really going to move? And I was just like, where? Like, the answer is nowhere.
Right.
So that when you look at this kind of stuff and you start to break down, it's all the misinformation around there. But I'm with you, dude. There is a little part of me, and I've said this to Marang, and he loses it on me, and I understand why. There is a part of me that just wants to see them go. Just to see, like, fine, this is what you guys want? Is this really what you want? Fine. Have it. And that's me saying, like, that could cost me my job.
Right.
If we don't have a major professional top 4 team in this town, how well does the fan do? I don't know that
I've
answer.
talked to Coach Vaughn about that.
It's terrifying.
Right, it really is. But guess what? F around and find out.
But part of me is kind of like, you know what, guys? Have it. See what happens. And I talk myself down.
Right.
I take a toke, have a couple beers, chillax, bro, and can kind of, come back down. But that's where this situation is headed. And I will never look, I'm on the fence about Tom Dundon. I don't know where I am. I need to see more. The optics are not good. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't look great. The PR is a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Hence why all the PR people got fired. The PR, it looks bad, but I'm ready to go because we've talked at length that if the Blazers start winning, nobody cares about Michael Holton and Jamie Hudson, unfortunately. Yeah. I care about them because I do the business that they do. I don't want to see people in our industry get fired. But this all changes if they win. But if you're going to sit around and you're going to bitch and moan about this all the time, then maybe you get what you deserve.
Here's the thing, is after Paul Allen died, Patrick, I didn't hear one time from one person ever say the Blazers were a well-run organization. Not one time. There was not one radio segment. There was not one tweet. There's not one person that said, man, the Blazers are really well-run. Now, Tom Dunn comes in and completely changes it, complete 180 to what they've done, and it's the worst thing possible. Well, so there's literally no way you're going to win. And I'm not defending Tom Dunn for everything because, look, I don't like what he did with the broadcast team either. Extremely biased take on this one. Travis Demers, my friend.
Yep.
Radio guy. He was a radio play-by-play guy. He is my friend. He's the guy that hired me, got me my start in radio. I will always go to ride or die with my guy, Travis. I'm not happy what they did with him.
And I don't know him personally, but I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I think he's really good.
He's my ride or die. That's my guy. Brought me in, gave me a lot of confidence, did the whole thing. So I'm not happy with what they did there. But at the same time, I also know that how the organization was run before Tom Dunn got here was not good. So he comes in, completely flips everything, and we're even more mad, and we want to go back to what we all hated. I just don't understand where we are right now.
I think a large part of it, too, is, look, the Pacific Northwest is its own kind of place. Just the larger Pacific Northwest is its own kind of place in the grand scheme of American culture. And one thing that makes America great is America's like 7 different countries. You know what I mean? From a cultural standpoint, Florida and the state of Washington are the furthest away geographically and culture-wise. We just do things differently up here. And I think despite your point, which I agree, despite Paul Allen, maybe nobody saying, wow, what an amazingly run franchise, Paul's a Northwest guy. He's a Seattle guy. And we can have this Portland versus Seattle rivalry all we want, but Paul knows how to talk to us. Paul knows what our culture and drives and determinations are. He knows it because he's one of us. And I think that's why it was easy to not critique Paul Allen, to not be about how this team never won a championship under his reign, and not critique the Allens and Jody and the Vulcans for selling this depreciating asset to the city as a thank you, your problem now, because that's who everyone should be mad at when this Moda Center thing is Jody and Vulcan swindled you. Like, that's what got you. The problem is that Tom's walked in, and where Tom is from and his culture is the polar opposite of us.
That's the mistake he made. He thought he could do Texas business in Portland.
Correct.
That thing ain't going to work here.
And it might have ruffled feathers in North Carolina. You know, he walks in and we've heard different guests and we've had some talk about it was a little wild when he first came in, but I would argue Carolina's a little ready for a Texas businessman a lot more than Portland, Oregon is. And that's the F your feelings vibe. And that's why when you really look at a lot of this stuff, a bunch of the marketing team got fired. Yeah, because they're at the bottom. Okay? Kevin Calabro is a phenomenal broadcaster. Costs a lot of money. Doesn't live here. Has a place in Lake Oswego the team pays for. There's no way Dundon was going to sign off on that.
He also, I love Calabro, Hall of Famer. He's fallen off a little bit. He's not what he once was.
But he's still good.
Still good.
But he's expensive.
But a lot of times he was always saying, hey, Jeremy Grant with the shot when it was Drew Holiday.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I love Calabro.
Their dreads don't even look the same.
Right. I love Calabro, but that did happen.
Yeah.
Lots of times.
Drew's more of a Steph Castle, right? In his dreads. Would we argue Drew Holiday is more of a Steph Castle?
Yeah.
Sorry. Steph Castle is more of a Drew Holiday. Let me put some respect on that name. My bad.
Drew's the OG. But
Jeremy is Parisian dreads. That's a good looking man.
I think we can all agree. We're not happy with the broadcasting stuff, and I'm not going to be happy about it. That is the one thing that is really connected to the fans.
And we're so biased, dude. It's what we do.
Right.
Of course we're going to stick up for our people.
We also got rid of Sean's. We got rid of Mike and Mike. We got rid of Wheels. We survived. I think we can survive another one.
I think we'll be just fine as well. Well, August 6th, we'll wait around till then because ain't nothing going to happen until then.
So hopefully no bad days till then?
How many days until the 6th? Someone do this quick math. Okay, I'll pull it up. Okay.
To the 6th? Let's see. That's
so tomorrow would be 1.
That's 13 days.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days till the 6th. You are correct.
Right.
Over under 10 and a half.
We have assessed that both of you
under 1, 2, yeah. Under for sure.
Over under 10 and a half days on the board.
I was going to say 6 and a half, split in the middle.
Okay, 6 and a half. 6 and a half.
I don't think we can get a week on there.
I'm with Casey. It's under. Under's the play.
I mean, you guys do know a week is 7 days, right? So if it's 6 and a half.
1, 2, 3. Oh, what? Maybe I can't count.
I guess we can't count.
Yeah, I don't think we can count. I think you got proven that.
I'll put it at 7 and a half. I'll put it at 7. No. I'll put it at 7. No hook.
Ooh.
Over under.
Under.
There's more bad news coming.
I'm gonna take the over.
Yeah, I love
kiss of death. This is why I don't gamble.
You know what? Your water bottle half full over there.
Damn right. It's half full. Well, the good news is come Monday. If we can get through this show on Monday, we'll be at 3. Keep that in mind. Weekends, baby. Weekends. You ready to talk some WNBA here,
Dude,
Stevie Fire?
I've been waiting.
I have some questions that I need your help with. That's Stephen Vaughn. I'm Patrick Harris, 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest...
NFL news here in a moment. Just a wild physical story that I kind of don't understand that we can chat about in Web Gems as well this hour. But I got Stevie Fire in the house as we are here at All-Star Break. Fan Sports Network, home of your Portland Fire. How many games have you been to this year, Steven?
I have been to 2 Portland Fire games this year.
Have you?
Tell you what, they're a lot of fun.
That's what I've been hearing. I know Joe Fish went the other night as well. Have you and Sukanik got your sweatshirts yet?
No, because
is that a lost cause at this point?
Yeah, we ditched that after about 4 or 5 games after the Fire were a little better than we thought. But there was a stretch there where I was really cashing in on that.
If Carlton wins the 3-point contest, I might get a jersey.
That's right. We may have to bet on Bridget Carlton to win the 3-point contest today.
I love it. Go for it. I'm not going to, but go for it. Not because I don't believe in Bridget or I don't believe in the Fire, but because I don't gamble.
Fire hater.
No.
Okay. She did shoot 2 for 9 from the 3-point the other night.
Fire starter. Is me.
Ooh, a fire
starter.
Fire pit.
Not really. I'm a fire putter outer.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yes.
Professional.
What do we say here, Casey? What do we got? Whoosah. Whoosah. We all relax. We all relax around here. But since I got you, Steven, I do have some questions that I want to ask. And we don't need to get into the specifics, but the Caitlin Clark stuff, this person who's writing and comparing it to Emmett Till, which I don't think you ever compare modern day white people to black people in slave times, no matter what your argument is going to be. That's just, it's like you don't call young black people thugs. Like there are things you just don't do that are very pretty common sense. But as somebody who has a lot of kind of frustrations with the MLS, kind of getting in their own way to improve the league, when you look at this Caitlin Clark stuff where she's either a villain or a hero, there's no in between. She can't just be a good basketball player. Right. Or Sophie, my girl Sophie Cunningham, who has the greatest thing that I've seen in sports in maybe 20 years in The Point, which is so good. So good.
Big Sophie Cunningham fans.
And I disagree with some of her comments of late about some political things, but I don't need to get into that. But the idea of The Point, the idea of not really protecting a star, why does the NBA, WNBA feel like they don't want their sport to grow? It feels like those of us that have been here the whole time can watch it. If you're new, we don't want you.
Right, and that's a lot of soccer vibe. It really is.
It really is.
Like
it pisses me off. Soccer fan is like, oh, you stupid NFL bros. Nobody cares. It's like, bro, shut up.
Especially in the MLS and Timber
We need
fan.
people.
Like Timber fan and MLS fan have a lot of that where they want you to be in, and then when you get in, they don't want you because you're not smart enough. Also, the Sophie Cunningham point, one of the most disrespectful things that you could do, and it is so funny and so good, and it's such a little thing, but like
she also will give you a little eye pop up.
I tell you what,
a little eyebrow pop up.
If I'm playing basketball and like we got in a little confrontation and someone just pointed at me, I would be so pissed.
Unbelievably.
But it's such a good troll. Like I'm with everybody. Like that is so good. The WNBA, yeah, I don't know. It's hard because look, Caitlin Clark has gotten better. Like on the court, she's gotten better this year. There's no doubt about it. I feel like I have properly rated Caitlin Clark in her career.
Yeah, she's a bona fide all-star this year. But that does not mean that she's the best guard or even the best player in the league.
Right.
No, that's Asia.
Right. And the thing is it is
easy.
The WNBA has turned into politics where you are on one side or the other. You can't be in the middle, as you said. It is all black or white. There's no gray, which is crazy because
kind of an issue in America right now.
Right. And it's turned into the WNBA where the Caitlin Clark thing has gotten so out of control that no one can even speak on it perfectly or at all. And so the players get mad about it because they look at this and they say, look, she shouldn't be getting all the credit. There is credit to be dispersed. But at the same time, as a guy, as an outsider watching it, Caitlin Clark deserves most of the credit for what the WNBA has done and all the money they've brought in. They need to embrace it. But when she's on the court, you don't need to protect her. You don't need people arresting other players for fouling her flagrantly, Boomer Esiason. You don't need...
Which is the greatest name ever now.
Right.
Coincidence? I think not.
You don't need to overly protect her, but you need to protect her enough where girls aren't choking her on the court. Mm-hmm. Where Sophie Cunningham has to step in and literally try to start fights with everybody. But that's what it's turned into. And now we're getting reports of just like with the 3-point contest, there was reports that said Sabrina didn't accept. She didn't want to do it.
The two-time champion wasn't asked.
She didn't want. Yeah, it was. Sabrina said no. Caleb McBride said no.
It's not is that Sabrina came out and said,
right,
I can't turn down an offer that I would never receive.
No, right. But the reports before was that she just said no. She doesn't want to do it. And then Sabrina came out and said, look, I never got invited. So, we talk about bad PR with the Blazers. The WNBA has terrible PR and just terrible people that are running everything. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how to go about it. I feel like they are so afraid to become big that they just want to be small.
And there's no way I can justify that. There's no way I can justify that.
There was a lot of momentum building up, and they've lost all of it, and it's about to lose all of it because at some point, this has turned so political and so black and white. It's going to stay that way. You can't go back from it.
I'm with you there.
An interesting thought about protecting your players. I will use to cross to my world, into my MLS world. The MLS is pretty good about protecting Leo Messi. It's not blatant. I don't think it's overblown. I don't think it's overdone. Messi's also changed his game that he avoids a lot of that kind of stuff, so you don't need to. I didn't believe this, but I definitely heard the rhetoric and read the comment pages and heard the talking heads who claim they know about soccer but don't. When England played Argentina, the ref was an MLS ref. Leo Messi is 5-0 in games that guy has called. Oh, he's pro Messi. He's gonna let him do whatever he wants. He's gonna protect him. He's gonna screw England over. England was pretty physical on Messi, and that guy let him. So if the MLS can kind of protect-ish their golden boy in Messi, but when you have a blatant opportunity to protect and he kind of looks at him and says, get up, that's how you're going to continue to grow. But this idea that if you weren't with us, you can't be with us now. I don't watch the WNBA. I know 5 players. That's my own ignorance. That is just I've got enough on my plate.
It's just not your favorite.
It's not my favorite.
Not your thing.
But if you're going to tell me, why would I ever spend time and effort into starting to like something if I'm just going to get made fun of and told to F off?
If you're just going to
why would I do it?
If you're going to play the they not like us card, then how do you expect the league to grow?
To your point, Steven, soccer fans can be like this, and I just want to be guys, shut up. If you let this sport grow bigger and bigger, what we love about it is going to get better.
Right.
Do you think would I trade the MLS for the EPL in America right now? In an absolute heartbeat. I want the highest competition, the most physical, the most parity-driven league in the world. I want that. Why are you keeping me down? And the WNBA feels the same way. At this point, you guys keep going, I'll never come over. Because I'll be the old man on my porch. My girls will come with me, come home, in their 40s with my grandkids. And they'll be like, hey, Peepaw, can we watch some WNBA tonight? It's Caitlin Clark the 4th versus Angel Reese the 5th.
Matchup.
Whatever that matchup is in 40 years. And I'll be like, no, because they pissed me off 40 years ago, and I'm not going to give it my time.
And the problem is you should feel that way. I don't blame people for feeling that way that don't want to get involved. If you liked Caitlin Clark and you watched her play in college and you thought, okay, I'm going to follow her to the WNBA, it has been a terrible experience for 3 years in the WNBA now with Caitlin Clark. It's got more popular, yes, but it has turned so much more nasty and ugly and violent, with people just talking about other people. It's wild stuff. And if you're new and you want to get in, I don't know why you would ever choose the WNBA.
And that's my biggest pushback to the WNBA is if you're only going to be a fan of Caitlin Clark or you're only going to be a fan of Angel Reese, you're missing out on the rest of the league. You're missing out on the entire talent pool. Again, one of my favorite players in the league, Sabrina Ionescu, because she just does the thing.
She's very good.
When you take the time to actually go and watch games and take the time to not just look at the clickbait, not just focus on one thing on Caitlin Clark, not just focus on the Sophie Cunningham story, not just focus on the Angel Reese of it all, you get to watch a good product. Actually sit down and go watch it.
If Caitlin Clark doesn't exist, I don't know who Sophie Cunningham is.
1,000,000%. Sophie Cunningham.
1,000%.
While Sophie being a good looking woman, from what I'm told, I can only go off, and you guys can confirm this, an average basketball player.
I mean, she's been in the WNBA for years.
Leads the league in 3-point percentage this year.
Nobody knew about her until she played for the Fever and was, defending Caitlin Clark. Nobody knew her.
Yeah, she's an elite 3-point shooter this year.
Now, good on Sophie for building a brand for herself. I will we talked about bags. I will go build a brand.
Go get yours.
Look, hey, if I bring down this this thing on my computer? What is this?
It is Sophie Cunningham pointing, and who is that?
She's touching God.
Yeah,
yes.
God.
Here comes the money.
Yeah. Like, I love this. It's one of my all-time favorite pictures. It's absolutely fantastic.
It's great.
I don't know who she is without it.
No.
And good on you. I don't know.
She saw an opportunity and she capitalized on it, and it's good for her. It's just like every other NBA guy. You know, LeBron has his guys he brings around. You know, Giannis brings his brothers around. Caitlin Clark, she can always bring, Sophie around because Sophie's going to have her back.
At the end of the day, it's what I tell my kids.
Is Jeff Teague the best basketball player we've ever watched?
Oh, God, no.
Jeff Teague? No.
I'm still watching that podcast because Jeff Teague has done a great job at maximizing his brand.
Hey, great college player. Jeff Teague. Great college player.
Wake Forest.
Lost to Cleveland State.
Well, I mean, Lehigh once beat Duke. S happens. The moral of the story is, real quick, and then we'll get out of here. I know we're way against it. Something like I teach my kids, and for those of you out there who are parents, I think you'll relate. And those of you who are young, like Casey, and might become parents one day, just because you don't like something doesn't mean you have to poo-poo on somebody else liking something. Like, never forget that, okay? It's that Apple Android thing. Like, who cares? Who cares? Someone's like, soccer, boring. You talk more about soccer than I do about you. Because you need to get on a soapbox and say, the WNBA sucks and soccer sucks. Like, who cares, man? Like, baseball fans, we've been told baseball sucks for 30 years. We used to be number 1, and now we're number 4.
We're still going.
And guess what?
It's still popular.
And guess what? We just watch baseball because we don't care what you think. WNBA coverage on Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Let's slide over to the NFL in a weird medical situation. That's Casey Smith over there. He's got sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, LeBron James has officially made his decision. According to Shams Charania and Rich Paul, LeBron will join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal. LeBron said that he seriously considered retirement, but has ultimately decided on one final run for a championship in Philly. Your Portland Timbers are back in action tomorrow night for their second game of the week, taking on Real Salt Lake for a 7:30 kickoff inside Providence Park. Per Adam Sussman and GM Ned Grabavoy, Pipe Mora will play his final game as a Timber on Saturday night. Make sure to catch all of your Timbers game day coverage tomorrow night right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame starts at 6:30. Over to the WNBA as Portland Fire guard Bridget Carlton will compete in the three-point contest tonight at 5 p.m. Carlton will become the first Fire representative to compete in a WNBA All-Star event. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it yesterday, as former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia has been waived by the Baltimore Ravens. Waiving Pavia allows the Ravens to make room for newly acquired veteran center Ethan Posich. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the fan happy.
There's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos. It will be a home run.
I don't have fun life. I have Zlatan. What do you mean?
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Web Jam's coming up next, everybody's favorite, but a weird little story out of the NFL that I wanted to get to. Steven, I'm curious because we're all over the board today in sports, which makes me really excited when I work with people like you that I don't get to very often. It's like it's almost like a vetting process. It's like, all right, what's the ranking of Stevie Brackett's sports consumption over there? Where is the NFL for you, out of curiosity? Big NFL guy or big gambling NFL guy?
Yeah, I think if I'm ranking my sports, it's probably number 3, the NFL.
Okay.
College football, number 1. I would say, NBA probably number 2, or NFL number 4, 3.
Okay.
I love college basketball. So
Basketball's a tough one because
I kind of put basketball in one category,
yeah,
to be honest.
But we separate college football and NFL.
Yeah.
Weird that we do that.
Yeah.
Really weird that we do that.
Yeah, so I'd say college football. College football number 1 for me. I love college football.
Story out of the NFL is out of Tyreek Hill. He says that he, quote, has still no power in his recovering left leg, indicating that he could be a long way from returning to the NFL. And look, I don't love to give Tyreek Hill a lot of space on this platform. I find him to be kind of a really brutal human being. But I'm curious, and Casey and I have been kind of talking about this off the air for the last couple of days. First of all, it's wild that you would come out and say this for a guy who's 32 years old trying to get another contract. 2, it might be more crazy the fact that this is the situation. Quote, so it's about 10 months after doing 2 surgeries. My left leg is the one that I injured. I have no power in my left leg. So I'm trying to regain all the power back in my left leg, but it's one day at a time. Quote, might not be able to walk again. How bad is this knee injury? Did you have botched surgeries?
Now, he did put out a video of him like doing some stuff.
I think I saw him in a pool.
Yeah, like he was moving around. He was trying to do some things. But man, to say you have no power in your leg and you're Tyreek Hill, the guy who is all about power and speed.
The nickname is the Cheetah.
Like speed, power, like that's your thing. You get all your power, you get all your speed from your power. If you have no power in your leg, how can you run? Like, are you trying to tank your own value? Like that, I couldn't think of another guy who would tank value like this.
I'm right there with you.
And that quote tanks his value so much in my mind because I thought, like, man, he's going to come back and be with some contender, probably the Chiefs, and he'll be really good again with Patrick Mahomes. But, man, when you say that, it does worry me a little bit that maybe he doesn't play this year. And maybe this leg doesn't ever heal, and maybe he doesn't ever come back. I don't know. Like, It just makes it seem like this is way worse because I just can't imagine myself if I was a free agent looking for a job. I'm trying to sell myself. I'm selling everybody like, hey, I'm great. I'm good. Like, I'm ready to go out and play. This guy said, I am not even close to ready, and I have no power.
Casey, do you remember when Tyreek Hill blew the knee out? Like what week it was last year?
I believe it was week 4.
Week 4. So really early in the season.
Yeah.
So you're basically out almost the entire year. And let's say if you're not close, bro, NFL's 3 weeks away. If you're not close, I mean, I think like Chiefs training camp is today.
Again,
opens today.
It wasn't just the ACL.
There was other ligaments in there,
dislocated his knee.
Yeah. If you spent almost all of last season on the shelf, and it sounds like you're going to miss all of this season, Casey, you're more of an expert than I am. I don't want to speak for Steven, but a wide receiver missing almost 2 full years? When's that ever happened and ended in a good way?
I don't think it has.
I don't think it has either.
I don't think
Especially at the age of 32.
Like T.O. can hold out and do sit-ups in his driveway, but T.O. also once spent 8 weeks in a hyperbaric chamber with a fractured tibia to play in the Super Bowl and was the best player on the field in that Super Bowl.
Who has a brighter future at wide receiver, Tyreek Hill or Henry Ruggs?
Maybe Henry Ruggs, dude. On the real.
That's what I'm saying.
Henry Ruggs is probably working out and not taking hits every day. Well, I mean, I don't know what his communal zone is.
If he shows he can run and move, someone's probably going to give him a chance.
Easily.
Henry
Ruggs had all the talent and skill to be something great.
Now, I do think that maybe Tyreek Hill just said it differently, and maybe he does have a little bit of power left. Like I feel like Hill's gonna get another shot at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm looking around it. The last person that this happened to Julian Edelman and DeAndre Hopkins. Both of them received 4-game suspensions the next year for performance-enhancing substances.
You can put it on the board!
There you go.
In July of 2018, Julian Edelman tested positive for an unannounced substance during the offseason, and...
Sorry,
let me get the year on the
So what
DeAndre
you're saying is...
I remember the Hopkins one.
Yeah, but Hopkins had tested positive for Osterin, which is a...
So what you're saying is if Tyreek Hill goes unsigned this offseason, he'll sign next year with someone, and then instantly he'll be suspended for 4 games?
Well, maybe that's the other thing that we're missing on this whole situation. Now, Tyreek Hill has never been the kind of character to say something like this. Maybe he knows he's done.
Yeah, Hopkins was banned for 6 games maybe of the 2022 season.
Maybe he secretly knows he's done.
Man, that would be such a brutal feeling.
Again, receivers in their 30s, man.
But he was so good for a stretch there.
Yeah.
I mean, just unguardable.
Oh, yeah. He might be the fastest wide receiver of all time, right? Something like that?
Up there, yeah. Definitely up there. Definitely debatable.
Let's get into Web Gems next. The baseball team is doing something interesting, but let's just say I've been doing this for a year, and I don't know if it's always a great idea. Web Gems is next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Port.
All right, everybody's favorite web gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the big nooner. We'll get some college football action as the end of SEC Media Days still left us with a little bit of stuff to hang out with. And then Paul Dolan will join us at the top of the big nooner. We'll talk a little Portland Timbers. He's the MLS Apple TV announcer. Was on the call Thursday and on the call tomorrow against Real Salt Lake. You can catch pregame coverage right here on your home of the Portland Timbers at 6:30, hosted by yours truly tomorrow.
Let's go.
I am the pregame, postgame duties tomorrow. Fletcher Johnson out of town on a much-needed vacation for him, so Adam Sussman will jump into the play-by-play seat. Aaron Heintzen there, and myself on pregame, postgame duty. So we'll talk to Paul at the top of the hour. But Web Gems is brought to you today by Arlington, Texas, and the Tejas Rangers. They have tried to do something. They're trying something that has never been done before in Major League Baseball, Stephen. And as somebody who's been in this chair for a year now and has to remind people every single day to be nice to each other, the Texas Rangers have changed their streaming partner from Victory Plus to BZZR. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know any of that.
No.
Not important.
Yeah.
The broadcasts include a live chat feature on the right side of the screen, allowing viewers to comment, react, and interact with fellow Rangers fans in real time during game. It looks like a Twitch stream. This can't go well.
This seems like a terrible idea. There's going to be a lot of F-bombs in there. Both kind of F-bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the one F, the two Fs. Going to be a lot of racial slurs, I would assume. This seems like terrible. This seems like a horrible idea.
When this happened,
I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may.
Our YouTube numbers were so insane that we were getting racist bots arguing with other racist bots in the YouTube chat.
Bot on bot?
Bot on bot, racist on racist.
Bot on bot's hot, bro.
And fortunately, everyone in the chat, including myself, knew they were bots. It was pretty obvious they were bots. And despite them spewing some really awful stuff, everybody was kind of like, let's watch the Russian propaganda, fight the Russian propaganda.
It's like, okay, in theory, it's a great idea, right? You bring all the fans together, you let them talk, you let them do the all kind of thing. In theory, I could see in a boardroom where these old people are like, yeah, let's
the kids like chats, right? The kids. The
kids like to chat in chat rooms. AOL, sign on.
To prove your point about F-bombs, a Twitter commenter on this echoed his frustration, said, quote, "People don't want a bleeping live chat. They want to watch the game on their bleeping TV."
You bleep.
You bleepity bleep.
Oh, my gosh.
When you said "and quote," my hands just immediately was like, oh, don't
dump
do
button,
it.
dump,
Don't do
dump,
it.
dump. Yeah, look, I think baseball is a tricky sport in the sense that it's pretty old school. It's kind of stuck in the old ways. I don't know what the answer is to get 25-year-olds to watch baseball, but I acknowledge and respect the idea of trying to find something to relate to the youth. I just don't know if baseball built as a sport will ever attract youth, especially in today's world of instant gratification. Gimme. Right. I don't know how that works.
I think if it's not already cemented within, again, like me, a guy who watches baseball every once in a while. Again, I wouldn't say I'm a religious baseball watcher like I am with other sports, but again, if it's not already built within you, I don't think it's something that really comes out.
Yeah, when you hang out with your friends, Casey, how many people love baseball as much as you do?
Maybe one other guy.
Yeah, out of how many would you say? Like a rough estimate.
Maybe 2 out of maybe 20.
2 out of 20, so 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, how many of your friends look at you and they're like, "Why are you wearing a Japan jersey? Who is Murakami?"
Maybe like 80% of them.
Yeah.
That's the tough part, is that you have to try to connect. And again, I think the idea is there. In theory, it's good, but we know that people are going to make it the worst possible way. And we've grown up with chat rooms. Like, chat rooms like were around when I was a kid, and they've always been bad. Like that.
Always.
They've never not been toxic.
They've never not been toxic.
Well, it's the birth of for lack of better terms, it's the birth of mainstream pedophilia. You know, like that. Like once all that stuff starts, is why our kids don't go play outside like you and I did.
Easy ride.
Yeah, I know. I'm treading carefully here, but that chat rooms are kind of the beginning of not trusting your neighbors and not trusting your kids to go out till sundown. When the
you
street lights come on, come home.
You have no idea who you're talking to.
Right.
You can hide behind the little avatar. That is not going to be your picture. And so I commend the Rangers for trying to think outside the box. I think a lot of teams, a lot of leagues need to think outside the box. I just don't think this is the idea that's going to raise popularity out of the Texas Rangers. I tell you that.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
But I don't know. But I also don't know what the answer is. I'm with you in the fact I don't know how you market baseball, especially to a younger audience. Like my son, he's 11. He played t-ball. He's never played baseball. He's kind of starting to get into like video games of baseball, but he would never want to watch a game on TV. We're going up to a Mariner game. He's excited about that. I don't know how much he's going to be into the game. He'll be more into the garlic fries. He'll be more in just kind of like looking around how big the stadium is. But is he going to be watching every pitch? Hell no.
My kids love Pickles games. We go to Pickles games a lot.
Yeah.
My kids love going. They don't watch a single second of baseball.
Right.
I literally have an office in my house because people don't want to watch baseball. However,
where's Dad? In the office.
Catch this. So I have this like small old TV that I used to have when I lived by myself from back in the day.
Like a box?
Yeah, but it still works. So it's like maybe the size of these two monitors put together.
That's great.
So it's like not very big. It
Right.
stands on a small little triangle stand. And I have that up in my office right now. And I did get the okay to get a good sized TV and put it on the wall for football season. That little TV is just going to become nonstop baseball at all times.
That's great.
It'll just be, the TV will be on 24 hours a day, just streaming MLB Network.
That's solid.
That's it. Yep.
Mostly Cleveland Guardians thing games.
Yeah. Dude, I got to watch most of that game yesterday on the air.
Home page.
It's so awesome to be able to watch your team on the air. Although it went to extras and then we left, so.
So then you're like, oh, didn't find out.
Well, the bar didn't have it on after work yesterday, so I didn't get to watch the end.
Tell you what, though, Quan and Bazana on that team, that's pretty sick.
Chase DeLauder, too. Oh, you're talking about Oregon
I'm just
State
talking
stuff?
Beavs, guys.
Go Beavs.
Go
Yeah.
Beavers.
Go Beavers. How about that?
Do you know this is me?
Go Beavers.
No.
We're going to play that offensive line. We're going to recruit here. We're going to get people come Corvallis, open Cajun restaurant, go Beavers.
That was you as Edo when there's the rumors that Edo was coming to a Corvallis.
Go Beavers.
You got it, buddy.
That's great. That's good.
Dude, I was on that hype train so hard. I wanted Edo and Corvallis like no one's business.
Like, what was up with that? Like, that was just like, hey, I want to get back into coaching or something?
Yeah, I think it's just Edo saying, hey, have you guys forgotten about me? I'm the ultimate bag man, and I want a title at LSU. I am literally the bag man of college football.
Right.
And now they can come in the front door.
One of the best.
He said we used to have to go to the back door, and now they come to the front door.
One of the best, dude. He was part of the USC dynasty
What
back
did
in the
I
day.
know?
Like, that guy doesn't get enough credit for being one of the best bag men of all time.
Go Tigers. 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 Go Tigers.
Let it
Go
play.
Tigers. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
That's my guy.
Get him to Oregon State.
Get him to Oregon State. All right, let's get to it in the big nooner. Paul Dolan from MLS Apple TV will join us in some college football on a Friday. 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, LeBron James has officially made his decision. According to Shams Charania and Rich Paul, LeBron will join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal. LeBron said that he seriously considered retirement but has ultimately decided on one final run for a championship in Philadelphia. Over to the MLS, as your Portland Timbers are back in action tomorrow night for their second game of the week, taking on Real Salt Lake for a 7:30 kickoff inside Providence Park. Per Adam Sussman and GM Ned Grabavoy, Pipe Mora will play his final game as a Timber on Saturday night. Make sure to catch all of your Timbers game day coverage tomorrow night right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame starts at 6:30. Over to the WNBA, as Portland Fire guard Bridget Carlton will compete in the three-point contest tonight at 5 p.m. Carlton will become the first Fire representative to compete in a WNBA All-Star event. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it yesterday, as former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia has been waived by the Baltimore Ravens. Waiving Pavia allows the Ravens to make room for newly acquired center Ethan Posich. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
It's time for the Big Nooner. Firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of yours. One extra special treat for me today. That is Paul Dolan. We've got him on the line. He is on the call for MLS Apple TV for the Portland Timbers against Real Salt Lake. Tomorrow, kick is at 7:30. He was also on the call on Thursday in the 2-2 draw against Dallas. And Paul, thanks for joining us, buddy. I kind of want to start there. We always ask our guests that are coming to Portland, when was the last time you were in Portland? And it sounds like you're here for a few days. What are your favorite things to do when you're in Portland?
You know what? I had the best pancakes. Now I have to give the name of the place, don't I?
Go ahead.
Kind of a hole-in-the-wall place. I can't remember the name of it, though. Just up the street from where we're staying, Broadway up to 9th, and then just a little bit, north of on 9th. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but, you can always get a good brunch, that's for sure. And for me, the best part is, honestly, at Providence Park. I look across from that broadcast booth. There is not a better stadium in the league. I love the quirkiness, it's not a cookie cutter. You got the 5-decker on the opposite side, which is brilliant, right on top of the fans, and obviously the atmosphere almost every time that you're in there. Even when the Timbers aren't maybe at their very best, but two come from behind opportunities, two times they were down and scored that tying goal late. So hopefully that's a bit of momentum after that big Seattle win as well.
Yeah, other than our local peeps, you're kind of in the thick of it, calling 2 games in a row, and I'm sure you saw, watching the 5-1 game against Seattle for tape to get ready for these two. Let's talk about the Timbers right now. Coming out of the break, new managerial hire, which working on some visa stuff, so the interim comes in, and Jack Cassidy, who for my money I think has done a pretty good job so far, is in your opinion, as you're looking at this team, watching Thursday's 2-2 draw, the 5-1 against Seattle last week, is this a new coach bump, or are you seeing something in this squad that has changed philosophically?
It's hard to know entirely just based on those two samples, but 5-1 is a pretty good statement, even if it's just a bump. But the two things that Jack Cassidy said I identified, and remember, he's a standalone coach. He was obviously with T2, but not with the first team. So he's kind of just looking at this in isolation, saying, what can we do simply ahead of the new coach coming in to make us more difficult to beat? And obviously defensive transitions, getting bodies behind the ball when they lose the ball is the most important thing. And I thought they did a really good job of that against the Sounders. and a decent job against Dallas, who also loves to get on the break really quickly. But, you know, it was kind of self-imposed, the giveaway, certainly the second goal, Peter Mosa's goal, where Arvina just lazily plays it back into the last man on the turf that you want to give that to. So it wasn't as if they got caught out, but those defensive turnovers was another area that Jack Cassidy had identified, and you saw them get punished there. And in midfield on the first goal as well, when Anthony was stripped and Dallas is quick to goal. So those are still areas that need to be sorted out, I'd say, but they've been identified and worked on in training. Win second balls, win duels. That's an area the Timbers were poor at ahead of the Sounder game. So these are things that are being worked on, and 4 points out of 2 games is good, is very good against 2 decent sides as well, obviously in Seattle. And
did we lose him there? You still there? We might have lost Paul there.
Looks like we might have lost Paul.
All right, you hammer on that, and we'll see if we can't get him back on the line. He's Paul Dolan, MLS Apple TV play-by-play guy. Really cool situation that he gets to call the game on Thursday and then on Wednesday, then another one on Saturday. That, I mean, it makes sense from a logistics standpoint. If I were somebody, because how MLS does it now is that they're, you know, if you're a West Coaster, they keep you usually around a little bit on the West Coast. You know, my co-host Jake Zivin on Timbers Fan, he goes for the Sunday night game. Whatever the big game is on Sundays, that's where he goes. But I like that idea of getting to see a city for a couple games in a row instead of just get in, get out. And that's kind of fun. I know Max Bretos, he loves coming up here too.
And you also get kind of used to what the team is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like because it is different seeing a team in person than on TV. Like you can study the film and all that, but to see him back to back, I think it's great.
All right, we still got Paul. You there, bud?
Yeah, I was rambling on. Where did I lose you?
Well, we were talking about points, and that's exactly where I wanted to go with you. I do a show once a week with one of your compatriots in Jake Zivin. Him and I do a show here, and we had talked, like, as excited as we were for MLS to be back, we're looking at, oh God, Seattle, Dallas, Real Salt Lake, and Seattle again before Leagues Cup gets going. The fact that kind of you put a nail on the head, 4 points through 2 games. I didn't know if we were going to get 4 points in 4 games. That's got to be a good kind of momentum builder, does it not? Going into a new coach, second part of the season.
Yeah, confidence is everything. How about the expression of confidence and the play that Kamal Miller had in the Seattle game, for instance? You know, he makes that clearance early in the match, and he celebrates it like a goal. And that's off the disappointment of not making the Canadian team and not having a great start to the year, frankly. You know, I've kept a close eye on Kamal Miller up here in Vancouver and just had coached with him as well, you know, when I was with the national team on the goalkeeping staff coach position. So I keep an eye on him and James Pantemis throughout the year, and so I watch all the Timber games. And they don't.
I might have lost you again. Efforting to keep Paul here on the line, but we might have lost him again. Yeah, if you can't hear me, that's all right. We'll try one more shot to get you back in here. Timberwolves will take on, I think what he's getting at is he's getting at the momentum. And there was a comment that Kevin Kelsey had made post-game, the Sounders, where he said that they'd kind of been focusing some things during the break that they hadn't been focusing on a lot previously. And to a point where I think this team is playing very, very free and open right now. Now, I don't know if that's just kind of the nature of the situation of having a new coach, but they are playing a lot more free. And Paul, do you agree with the same? I know we kind of lost you. We were talking about Kamal Miller celebrating and kind of the energy that this team has had. Do you feel that across the board, that they're playing so free and open?
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe just having the new coach too, that they can kind of re-express themselves and start from fresh and just getting back to Kamal. That's a player who I think is taking advantage of this restart and under a new coach, and obviously the new coach even secondarily coming in with Marty Cifuentes. But he looked great in that Seattle game, and confidence means everything. And then you get Kevin Kelsey scoring goals, and then you get David DaCosta maybe had his best game in a Timber uniform in that game as well. Like, they're all flourishing, maybe just with that reset. So confidence is everything. They come into the game against Dallas, you're down a goal, you come back, same thing after the second one. And I think Christopher Velda as well, when he came on, was just a breath of fresh air. And obviously not having him to start the game meant that when he did come on, he was just like a different level and took them to an area now where they probably have a lot of confidence going into the game against Salt Lake now.
Yeah, and I do eventually want to get to some Canada World Cup thoughts and an MLS question that we got to be kind of careful to dance around. But let's talk about this Real Salt Lake team. I think them and San Jose, for my money, are the Western Conference stories of the year. I think they are both very, very good teams, and Real Salt Lake already took care of business against Timbers the first round through. What do the Timbers got to do this time to make things different, or is it kind of throw the last game out the window?
Yeah. If we look back to the last game against Salt Lake, James Pantemis, if you remember, he was battered in that game, 15 shots on goal, and had to stand on his head just to keep it to 2. But I agree with you. I think Salt Lake is the surprise team. Right from the first game of the season, they were up in Vancouver, got a draw there that probably could and should have been a win. And suddenly people's eyes were open because who are these young kids? Who are these names that we hadn't really heard of before? But they've got some quality in different positions, and that's something obviously the Timbers need to address defensively again, especially in that defensive transition. It's just one clean sheet now on the season for the Timbers, again conceding a couple of goals on Wednesday night. So I think they want to get things tight, use that offensive flair that they've got, obviously. But I wouldn't concern myself too much with previous games at this point. I really do feel like this is kind of a fresh start, this whole restart to the second part of the season. But it's a good team that the Timbers are facing.
He's Paul Dolan, Apple TV, MLS, on the call tomorrow for the Timbers as they take on Real Salt Lake. Let's step away from the MLS real quick. I want to get your thoughts. The Canadian national team, I was pretty high on them walking into the World Cup. It's the deepest squad we've ever seen. It's the most talented team they've ever seen. You have serious long-term ties with this. I was really upset when Canada hired Jesse Marsch as a manager because I really wanted him for Team USA. Now, I was pretty happy with Mauricio Pochettino. But talk to me about the state of the Canadian team. They kind of crashed out a little earlier than I thought. Maybe I gave them too much hope. But talk to me about Jesse Marsch and the future of Canada soccer. I
like what he's done with the team. I think he's built a belief that truthfully I think had been there before as well, because I agree with what you're saying there, Patrick, is that this is the best Canadian team in terms of individual talent, and now it's about grouping them together, giving them that belief, and obviously putting them into a system that works for each of the players and then collectively. And so I think they performed pretty well. Maybe a bit nervous in that first game at home against Bosnia. You'd like to have gotten 3 points there and kind of got you on your way, because as it turned out, that probably would have won the group for you, and then you stay in Vancouver for those 2 knockout games. But they went down to Los Angeles, kind of a neutral site, really a neutral site, because there weren't a lot of South African fans in that game. So, that was a test, though, that took a last-minute goal from Stefan Eustáquio to get them through. But while I agree that you'd like to have seen them go a little farther as a host country, when you're not playing at home, it changes things a little bit. And when you're playing against a team like Morocco, which really is a top 10 team, like they truly are. They're not just there because of their FIFA rankings. They're a very, very strong team. And they smashed them, Canada did, in the first 45 minutes. Destroyed them.
I would say, I would argue the first 75.
Yeah. It took a little bit of lack of discipline on a set piece that saw the go-ahead goal from a free kick. And then it was going to be impossible at that point because the Moroccans kicked in. Okay, we're not going to lose this now with the quality they have. And the 3-0 scoreline looked bad at the end, but it was a much better performance in game. So overall, I think a good performance from Canada. But like the U.S., I think we all want to hope for more, right? And expect more, and not just be satisfied that you've won a single knockout game.
Well, Paul, I'll get you out of here on this. Canada adjacent. Reports are that Sebastian Berhalter has been in Middlesbrough and passed the physical and is going to sign and leave the MLS to the championship. It's a tricky question because you and I are both MLS people, and I don't want to bang on our parents too much. But how can we continue to keep MLS growing if we're losing homegrown talent. You know, if kids go over to Germany when they're 16, can't really do a whole lot about that. But Berhalter is a legacy MLS name on a club who is, for my money, the best team in MLS right now in Vancouver. And you just got a crack on the U.S. national team, and you're leaving the MLS to go to a championship squad in England. How do we as MLS prevent that?
Yeah, I know where you're coming from here. The way that I kind of will look at this in a different light is that, yes, it's a championship side, and you could equate MLS to championship level. Some think that our better teams are better than championship sides in maybe the lower half and vice versa and what have you, but let's call it close to even, some could consider, is this a sideways move? Remember that Middlesbrough was right there in terms of being bumped to the Prem and promoted in that qualification game. And I think Sebastian's probably looking at that. He wants to test himself in Europe. That's the question you're asking, though, is do they always have to move on? Because what he's got right now in Vancouver is a great setup, you know, great city, great team right now. He has absolutely improved his levels to the point where he's maybe the most important player on this Whitecap team. And we're talking Ryan Gauld and Brian White and Thomas Mueller type players, Andres Kubas as well. Like, there are a lot of good players in that Whitecap team, but Sebastian Berhalter is vaulted to the top as the most important critical player to have on the park. We saw that in the game against Cincinnati midweek where they lost 4-3 and really, I think, lost out in the midfield. So, but he wants to test himself in Europe, probably with an eye towards the Premier League. As some other players who've moved over. Let's use Alistair Johnson just as an example off the top of my head, who was at Nashville and then Montreal and has gone to Glasgow Celtic, and now they're talking Everton and Fulham as teams. And I think that's kind of the ultimate goal, and they feel that the easiest way to get there is through maybe that championship level promotion rather than obviously straight into the EPL.
Paul Dolan will be on the call tomorrow at Providence Park. I'll be right next to you doing pregame. I'll come over, say hi. Have a good call, amigo.
Sounds good, Patrick. Take care, buddy.
Yeah, you got it. Enjoy Portland. That's Paul Dolan, MLS, Apple TV. Timbers will take on Real Salt Lake. Should be a hell of a game on a nice night at Providence Park on a Saturday night. Check that out. Pre-game coverage starts right here on the Fan Sports Network, your home of the Portland Timbers. You get me from 6:30 to 7:30. We'll kick it over to Adam Sussman and Aaron Heinzen on the play-by-play. I'll circle back around for postgame. Kick at 7:30. We come back, we'll get into some college football as the SEC media days have ended. Next, 105.1 The Fan.
Yum yum.
This is my boomstick. Jump smart. Jump smart.
He's a biracial angel.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Thanks, Paul Dolan, for hopping on and talking to a little bit about Zatimbas. They'll take on Real Salt Lake tomorrow. Look, I'm telling you, if you don't got tickets to the game, come out tomorrow. Real Salt Lake's really good. If you ever saw any of those commercials with Diego Luna, the guy who in the USA jersey who broke his nose in a game, and they like shoved cotton swabs and went back out there, he plays for Real Salt Lake.
All right.
He's like a little human hamster. He's me.
Real good.
He's like me with 30 more pounds and really fast.
Muscle hamster Doug Martin?
Doug Martin.
He's kind of got a Kyrie aspect about him where he keeps that ball on a string.
All right.
Good handles.
All right, well, maybe in between all the other soccer games I'll be watching, I'll watch that one.
Just can't get enough.
Can't get enough soccer bros.
It's late at night, too.
I want to be a soccer bro.
Hey, guess what?
Hey.
Us soccer bros would love to have you.
Well, I think you would. I don't know if other soccer bros would.
What do you mean? You're buddies with Adam Sussman. He'll take you, too.
That's true.
I have Zlatan. What do you mean?
Yeah, Zlatan will take you.
Ooh. If I could hang out with Zlatan, I would. He seems like a real chill guy.
I would, too. My only thing is I don't think Zlatan and I do a lot of the same things for fun. So I'm more of a Thierry Henry kind of guy if I'm looking at that board. Well, Thierry and I are going to go have nice French food and drink wine.
All right.
And I'm going to be in on that.
What about you and Lawless?
Who?
Alexi? Lawless?
Sorry, don't know him.
Oh. I have Zlatan. What do you mean?
I don't have follower. I have believer.
Sorry, Alexi. Not my guy. This is some quotes from Steve Sarkisian yesterday at SEC Media Days. Look, we've said this on our program, Stephen. I'm curious your thoughts. There's no coach in America, in my opinion, with more pressure on them this year than Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, I can buy that. I can buy that because Texas is legitimately all in right now to win this season with Arch Manning. They went out, they got Cam Coleman, the stud wide receiver. They brought a freshman running back, true freshman in who reclassified. He's reclassified into this season. True freshman just to kind of give a little extra depth there. So yeah, I mean they and to think about it, it's crazy because 2 years ago when they played Arizona State in that playoff game, they got the 4th and 13 touchdown. If they don't get that, he already might be fired. Yeah,
and it's interesting because I don't even think he's the first guy fired in the SEC. That belongs to the great Shane Beamer at South Carolina. I'm putting all my money on that he is going to be the first one fired. But yeah, I don't think they'll fire Sark unless he loses like 4 or 5 games this year. But he's definitely under a lot of pressure. And here's some things that he's talked a lot about schedule. And one thing that I will give Texas and Sarkisian some credit. Look, Sark's not my guy. He coached at UW, okay? Like, stop. Full stop.
Full stop.
That's where it goes. But I do give him a lot of credit, and I give Ryan Day at Ohio State, Michigan, and Oklahoma. They're the ones doing it this year. LSU, Clemson again, right? LSU, Clemson again this year. I'll give them credit to have those on the board, Miami, Notre Dame. But Sarkisian yesterday, if we beat Ohio State, speaking of last year, we're surely in much better place for the playoffs. If I don't play Ohio State and play Jones Junior High, we're 10-2 and our losses are to Georgia and Florida, and we're a playoff team. He's not wrong.
Nope.
Which has led him to kind of say, we'll see if they keep Notre Dame on the schedule. Because this was something Danny and I talked a little bit about yesterday. And we have to remember that while I don't think Texas was a playoff team last year, they sure were a lot better at the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year. The idea of holding the loser of Texas-Ohio State in week 1 accountable in 14 weeks later is a little tough for me.
Yeah, but you also lost to Florida, who
Agreed
sucks.
on that.
Especially when we didn't do that for Alabama's loss to Florida State at the start of the year last year.
Which is why I don't think they were a playoff team last year.
Right.
The loss to Florida, they looked bad in some other games. Remember, they were down by like 30 against Vanderbilt.
Snuck by Mississippi State.
Correct.
On the road. Got dump trucked by Georgia in that other loss. Was not competitive.
But I do think that we are treating Texas a little differently. If Ohio State lost to Texas last year instead of the other way around, I don't think we hold it against Ohio State. Like, it's Texas week 1. And that game was garbage. Like, not a fun game.
14-7, I believe.
14-10, 14-7, yeah.
Something like that.
It's like, it's not fun. But to the point of it, they got to figure this out. Because what's our favorite thing in week 1, week 2, or week 3 is we get Michigan, Oklahoma.
Right.
We get Clemson, LSU. We get Texas, Ohio State. Because if it's for, look, you love college football. You said it's number 1. Dirt and I talk about this all the time. It's his number 1. I am starting to love college football again. why do I really care outside of my school if the first 3 weeks are Indiana and Youngstown State, Oregon and Portland State, or if it is Power 4, it's Oregon and Oklahoma State. I'm just using that example. I know those were scheduled a long time ago. I want to see Texas Notre Dame. I want to see the Longhorns in South Bend on a night game. That sounds awesome.
Right. And that's why they're going to expand the CFP even bigger.
To make sure that those games can still happen.
Make sure those games can happen. Because, look, Texas, you can argue that they could have been in. They probably shouldn't have been based off of what it was. Because at the end of the day, in my mind, Patrick, wins and losses still should matter the most. Like, we've gone way too far the other way of strength of schedule and, game flow, whatever they always say on the CFP review show. My
biggest issue is then you get the teams that just field the worst,
like Indiana,
schedules.
like Indiana has.
Indiana schedules,
but at the same time, you do have to let teams win, and I do think that there is a point where we saw Ohio State play Texas. Texas lost that game. There was an opportunity. We know they're clearly not as good as Ohio State. So yes, we do need to figure it out. I also think wins and losses matter the most of anything. So to Sark's point, there is no reason to do it. If I'm an SEC school, now that they're up to 9 conference games, I'm not playing anybody out of conference if I don't have to. But in their rule book, they do. They have to play one Power 4 team, I believe. That's in like their little bylaws that they have with the SEC. Like you have to play one. But they'll probably change that. And I wouldn't want to play anybody. You see what Dave Bartu says, like, why would you play anybody?
It's true.
It doesn't matter. If it's about wins and losses, which it kind of is, just don't play anybody. Get in the playoff like Indiana you has the last 2 seasons. Go undefeated.
Quote, I don't know yet about Notre Dame. We'll see, because I think the committee has to show us what happens now and what's the value that they're placing on strength of schedule. And are we going to let a 9-3 team in as an at-large? We'll find out. I think this year will be a great test to that of what that looks like. Texas is, we went through this yesterday. Phil Steele put his eyeball test, and then there's a metric that college football, what was that website? I can't remember which one it was yesterday, did some actual metrics. And they had Texas's schedule at number 5, and Phil Steele put Texas's schedule at number 1. They open with Texas State at home. Newly Pac-12 Texas State. I'll be rooting for them in that game. Then it's home for Ohio State, home for UTSA, on the road against Tennessee, Oklahoma, Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, at Missouri, at LSU, home against Arkansas, at A&M. That's a doozy.
It's tough.
You could lose. I don't think they lose to Tennessee. You could lose to Ohio State. You could lose to Oklahoma. You could lose to Ole Miss. Guess I'll give Lane credit. You can lose to LSU.
Yeah, you have to.
And you can lose to Texas A&M. That's 6. Or sorry, that's 5 right now that you can lose to. And I'm assuming they beat Tennessee, Florida, and Missouri, which are good programs.
And Tennessee's on the road too.
Tennessee's on the road. So is Missouri.
Yeah, and then you go look at those tough ones it's at LSU, it's at Texas A&M. Those are tough games. Like there's a legitimate chance where if Arch doesn't take that step, they may have 4 losses.
And Sark gets fired.
Right, but they also could be one of the top teams in the nation, just like Notre Dame last year. Notre Dame lost 2 games, right? They lost to Miami, lost to Texas A&M. Power rating wise, they might have been the best team in the nation going into the college football playoff. They didn't make it. Because they lost games.
And how much can you put this season on Sark necessarily if Arch Manning goes out there and is a doozy?
I think it's all on Sark.
Oh, I think it all falls on Sark. I think he takes it no matter what.
That's one where I think that he might have built himself a little bit of leeway because he did it with Quinn Ewers.
Well, he's trying to, right? Dude, Quinn Ewers was a good college quarterback.
I'm not gonna compete with you on that.
But see, he's hedging his bet right here.
But if
he's calling out the college football selection committee about strength of schedule, everyone's saying my schedule's the hardest. He's setting it up.
But you're Texas. You're saying that you can be okay with having an average guy leading your team at the helm?
No.
Yeah, this is Texas football. If Arch Manning isn't the guy, Arch Manning will get all of the flame before Sark gets it.
Oh, look, I disagree.
But Arch Manning hasn't... Yeah, they pay Arch Manning too much. You don't blame the players. You blame the coaches before you blame the players.
Without a doubt. I'm a man.
Players play.
I'm 40.
Players are the ones
I agree.
College is different, though. College is different.
I agree with you 100%. I tend to think that way. I like to blame the players, but I think most fans...
Has Arch Manning not developed in his 2 years under Sark?
I mean, he has, but
he played a lot better second half last year.
He's not as good as what everyone thought he was going to be.
And I think that's going to be a indictment more on Arch Manning than it is on Sarkisian.
The whole thing is Quinn Ewers was a fine college quarterback. If Arch Manning was any good, he would have beat out Quinn Ewers. He couldn't.
but he didn't.
Quinn was pretty good. What's a senior?
He's fine.
Miami Dolphins starting quarterback, Quinn Ewers?
Oh. No, Malik Willis, isn't it?
I know, but I'm rooting for Quinn.
You're a Quinn guy, huh?
Only because I think he's not very good. And that team is going to be the worst team in the NFL.
History.
Yeah, maybe in NFL history.
Even if they win a couple games.
They're one of the youngest teams in NFL history. They don't have a chance.
Let's stay here in college football and kind of put a bow on SEC Media Days. Pete Golding. Oh, that guy. Nobody hates Lane more than Pete Golding. Or does Pete Golding like Lane? I don't know. We'll get to that next. There's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge. Online at aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on the Fan, LeBron James has officially made his decision. According to Shams Charania and Rich Paul, LeBron will join the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal. LeBron said that he seriously considered retirement but has ultimately decided on one final run for a championship in Philadelphia. Over to the MLS, as your Portland Timbers are back in action tomorrow night for their second game of the week, taking on Real Salt Lake for a 7:30 kickoff inside Providence Park. Per Adam Sussman and GM Ned Grabavoy, Pipe Mora will play his final game as a Timber on Saturday night. Make sure to catch all of your Timbers game day coverage tomorrow night right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame starts at 6:30. Over to the WNBA as Portland Fire guard Bridget Carlton will compete in the three-point contest tonight at 5 p.m. as Carlton will become the first Fire representative to compete in a WNBA All-Star event. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it yesterday, as former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia has been waived by the Baltimore Ravens. Waiving Pavia allows the Ravens to make room for newly acquired veteran center Ethan Posich. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks. FM and 1080 AM.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way, but a little tie-up from SEC Media Days. Big Ten Media Week next week, I assume, right? They're the last ones.
That sounds about right.
Boy,
Yeah.
I wonder if there was a little chicken competition about who was going to do Media Days first.
Tuesday for the Oregon Ducks.
Tuesday for the Oregon Ducks. Do we know who's going for Oregon?
I don't know what players are going, but obviously we'll hear from Dale.
Yeah. Obviously,
I'm sure an inflatable duck will be there somewhere.
Yeah, I wonder if Oregon pulls out any stops this year. Did they do anything silly?
Did they do anything last year?
I don't think so. I think
it was just like when they went to the Big Ten, like, hey, we're in the Big Ten now, and there's the big inflatable duck.
Oh, did they not do the O at the Sphere last year in Vegas?
Oregon Ducks are sending Dante Moore, tight end Jamari Johnson, and edge rusher Tatum Tuioti alongside head coach Dan Lanning to Media Days.
Man, they got some players.
NFL.
Yeah, dude,
that's
they got
obviously
a squad.
Obviously, you take Dante because he's going to be a Heisman candidate. But yes, like Johnson is starting to get some pub that I've read. I don't mean to deviate us.
Dan Lanning just pumps out NFL tight ends.
Johnson is getting, I feel, more love at this point than Kenyon did at this point last year. I've heard some NFL scouts say they think he'll be better. That Kenyon's like a more freak athlete, freak body type.
But this guy's the true tight end.
But this is the tight end that you want. And Tuiotti's going to have a huge year. Yeah, dude, that Oregon team's loaded. So we'll get into Big Ten Media Week stuff next week. We'll have a ton of audio. You know Dirt and Sprague's going to get on top of that. You know Primetime's going to get on top of that. And you know Luke will do absolutely nothing about that. That you can put on the board, without a doubt. But to put out, I love you, Luke. Luke just
can put it on the board.
Luke hates college sports. He's said it 1,000 times. He said it on the air. He hates college sports,
and I respect him for it.
Let the man do his thing.
Yeah.
Let the man do his thing.
Do it.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Pete Golding. We'll get to this last little bit before we send you on your way. Pete Golding, the head coach at Ole Miss, had some very interesting comments to say. He is trying to. We talked yesterday. I don't know if you guys got to the Will Stein and John Summeralls of press conferences, the new head coaches in the SEC, little firing them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't decide if I like the firing Pete Golding or not.
I like it. I'm starting to like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Would you quit your job before interviewing for another job or being offered another job? No, nobody would. But we have a portal that you can go in with a do not contact. I'm going to quit my job where I'm getting paid, and I'm going to go in saying I need a new job, but nobody can call me to interview. Like, what have we created? So we've created it on top of representation for these players, right? That it's their responsibility to make sure they get paid really well and they also have opportunities. So by design, it's put a lot of people in bad positions. And let's not act like recruiting in college football for the last 100 years is the most moral thing, right, that's ever been existed. I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
Put that on the board.
I'm really not going to get into my feelings, and I know how I've been educated to answer this question, right? Does that make sense? It's where we have a great compliance department, right, and all those type of things. But no, I mean, the model obviously has been broken, and I'm all for everybody being on the same playing field and doing the same things. I get it. But I think that's in any job, right? Like coaches, we're under contract. You don't think other ADs are calling us during the year? Same ones that are about all this stuff are the same ones calling coaches, right, to come to other schools, right, and everything. So it's everywhere. It's in every profession. So I'm not saying I've got all the answers. I'm not saying that at all, right? Does that make sense?
That's Pete Golding. I don't want to be emotional, as I'm extremely emotional right now. Look, for anybody out there that doesn't think women should be in charge because they're too emotional, I present to you Pete Golding, every college football coach ever in existence.
Ever.
Okay? Keep that in mind. I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, the Kiffin thing could have been a serious disaster for Ole Miss. They finally got that program somewhere. Pete Golding is trying to keep it up there, had great momentum. They were the furthest SEC team in the playoff last year.
That's right.
And probably the worst. I'll take them over.
They had a shot last play.
I'll take them over Oklahoma. But yeah,
against Miami,
they had
a Hail Mary.
They had the chance. And if I'm Pete Golding, maybe this is where I do decide that I like Pete Golding. If I'm Pete Golding, I'm pissed too, because that one stupid situation with Lane could have wrecked that program.
It's also him saying exactly what we've been saying on this program for weeks. This system is broken.
Without a doubt.
And why do we keep asking the ones who broke it to fix it?
Yeah, that's the truth.
But also, shouldn't he be thankful to Lane Kiffin?
To give him the opportunity?
To give him this opportunity. And you know what? To Pete Golding's, to give his credit, he took advantage of it. He won playoff games that nobody thought they were going to win. He took them and almost beat Miami. If he comes out and has another good season again, like this guy's a legitimate coach, and they're like, man, we can't get rid of this guy. Like this is our guy. We don't need Lane Kiffin anymore. We got Pete Golding. Like he should be thankful that Lane Kiffin just left.
Yeah, I think you've got an interesting point there. Yeah, of all the jobs that were open, Oklahoma State, UCLA, Penn State,
right.
Virginia Tech, of all the jobs that were open, I don't know if Pete Golding was going to get any of those.
Right, and because Lane left at the time he did, Ole Miss had no other chance. They had no other solution than to put him in as the interim head coach. And then Pete Golding takes advantage of it and wins playoff games. So a great job by him. Now they played Tulane, and then they beat who did they beat in the second round? I'm trying to think here.
I want to say it was another SEC school.
Georgia.
Yeah, it was Georgia.
Is it Georgia? It's Georgia, is it not?
Yes.
No, it's Ohio State. No,
Was it?
Miami beat Ohio State.
It was Georgia.
It's Georgia.
It was Georgia because
Georgia.
Yeah, the little.
Should we just speak this into existence?
Chan was just running around in circles. Yes, yes. But to Golden's credit, he took advantage.
Yeah.
And so because you're right, he wouldn't have got that opportunity if Lane stays for
Beat
the playoffs.
Georgia 39-34.
Yes,
that was a crazy game
in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, Trinidad just running around in circles making crazy plays. But if Lane leaves after the playoff run, he's not getting the Ole Miss job.
No, they're hiring someone else.
They're hiring someone else. He should be thanking Lane Kiffin the way he did this. But I get it. Rile up the fan base, be mad, get hated, because I tell you what, when LSU comes to Oxford, that place might just explode.
Week 3.
That place might catch on fire.
You like Ole Miss this year? Trinidad Chambliss coming back?
Trinidad, yeah. I mean, dude is
good college football quarterback.
Great college football.
Great college
I would say
football
great college football.
I would also
quarterback.
say
Let's
great.
not forget that running back is still a lot to deal with back
Yeah,
there.
that's true. Lacey, right? They still have him.
Kewan Lacey. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of arguments between good and great quarterback rooms, receiver rooms, guys. Trinidad, great college quarterback.
Real quick, for those of you interested, Ole Miss's schedule in 2026, they'll open home against Louisville.
Fun little game.
It's a nice little game there. Then the Monsters of Charlotte.
Those 49ers, man. Watch out.
Who I don't even know if Charlotte is actually in Charlotte, North Carolina. I just am going to assume it.
It definitely is.
Okay. But you see what I mean? Like, they're one of those schools. You're like,
Yeah.
is there like a Charlotte, Mississippi or something? Then that's the game you were speaking of, LSU. At Florida, at Vanderbilt, home for Missouri, at Texas, home Georgia, at Oklahoma, Wofford, or home against Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. You want to do this real quick? I want to do this real quick.
Dude, the SEC is brutal.
Dude, don't think about it. Just tell me W or L. Louisville.
W.
Charlotte.
W.
LSU.
W. At LSU? Or no, that's at Oxford, sorry.
Home.
Yeah, that's a dub.
At Florida.
W.
I'd say L on that one. Coming off the emotion, I'll give it an L.
Trinidad.
At Vanderbilt.
Dub. Vanderbilt stinks this year.
Same to you. Missouri.
Dub. Missouri's down.
Texas. At Texas.
L.
That's your first L.
Auburn. Home.
That might be
Dub.
that might be a tough
That's
one.
a tough one, but I'll give him a dub.
Dub.
Georgia. Home.
L.
Yeah, I'll take the L there.
At Oklahoma.
Dub.
Dub.
Coming off of Georgia. Dub.
Wofford.
L.
Dub.
No, dub.
Mississippi State.
Dub.
That's a 3-loss LSU
They're
team.
3 or 4 losses.
Ole Miss team. That's a 3-loss Ole Miss team. Is that going to do it?
I think it'll make their fans happy. They're not going to make the playoff, but I think they'd be okay if they beat as long as they beat LSU this year. I don't think they care what their record is.
I think you might be right. I think that's all they care about. We come back. Closing arguments to send you on your way. 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
Closing Arguments brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Let's see if there's anything we missed. Tony Romo arrested on suspicion of an OWI, operating while intoxicated, I imagine, whatever. Milwaukee County Sheriff. Where's Milwaukee County? Yeah, you know what? I don't care. He's not going to get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like,
rich dudes just somehow.
Rich white dudes on TV? No.
They never get in trouble. They just find their way out of it.
Never. In breaking news, Bryson DeChambeau thinks that the penalty at the Open Championship cost him the W. Might have been your bad play on Saturday and Sunday, amigo. Maybe it was that.
Might have been.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off then.
Exactly. It's about as simple as that.
Do we like Bryson?
I do not.
I've turned the corner a little bit on him. I don't hate him as much as I hated the antics before, but he's not the most likable guy still.
He seems horrible.
In a shocking turn of events.
A little bit exhausting.
Your chair loves him.
Meow.
In baseball tonight, if you want to watch some baseball, here's some good throwers on the mound tonight. Tarek Skubal's going to throw for Detroit. They've got Kansas City. Cam Schlittler on the mound as New York's and Philly. Jesus Luzardo on the other side of that. McClanahan throwing for the Rays tonight. They'll take on Cleveland and Tampa. Roki Sasaki, Sean Manaea. Dodgers are in New York for the Mets. Trey Savage on the bump for Toronto. They're taking on Red Hot Boston. Bryce Miller versus Mackenzie Gore. That's Seattle, Texas. That's a nice little matchup there. And Logan Webb for the San Francisco Giants against Grayson Rodriguez for the LA Angels. Boy, those teams suck.
Last star for Skubal in the Tigers uniform.
They got to trade him, right?
Got to.
You have to.
I get that you want to make a playoff run, but you're already pretty far back. Like, you got to make a run. And if you don't trade him, you get nothing for that guy.
What's interesting is he doesn't want to get traded. He wants to finish out the year in Detroit. Dude, I don't think he's re-signing in Detroit.
But I don't want to move my family either. Like, I just want to stay there.
Understood, but you're going to move your family next year when you don't re-sign for Detroit.
That's true.
Well, I guess you don't want to move twice. Maybe it's that.
Right.
We'll just get traded for the Dodgers and sign the $1 billion extension.
Right, because he's just going to sign with the Dodgers for $5 billion and then,
That'd be funny. He gets traded to like Arizona, but he moves his family to LA. He's like, come on, guys. Like,
they're only 4 games back from the wild card.
Skubal traded to Arizona, buys a house in LA.
Yeah. Airbnb in Phoenix,
Yeah.
no big deal. Maybe he's a Tucson guy.
It's not a bad idea.
That is what we do, right? Don't we just watch if people sell their houses or not?
Right.
That's how we know they're gone.
Yeah.
Like Shaden Sharp sold his house or doesn't own a house.
He's out.
Must be out. Must be leaving.
Oh, he's still on the team, isn't he?
Well, yeah, dude. We got to have guards, man.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we don't need shooting guards. We have point guards.
What's the bigger concern for you, 5 guards or 5 centers?
Honestly,
I don't know if we've talked about this. Honest question.
Put it on the ball.
What's worse for you, 5 guards or 5 centers?
Centers.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Centers. Yeah, you can throw a bunch of guards out there, run around and make plays and have fun. Be exciting. John Moran, you know what? He may suck. He's going to be exciting.
I hope so. Throwing grenades.
Him and Shaden Sharp may be the best regular season dunk duo ever. Young Hansen?
Who's the guy? Micah Potter?
Hey.
I'm told he's more of a 4 than a 5.
He is more of a 4, yeah.
So is he first off the bench in the power forward slot?
God, I hope not. Bro, the Pacers didn't even want him.
Dude,
Denny's in foul trouble. Here comes Micah Potter.
That's the whole thing about this Blazer Moda Center renovation, Tom Dundon leaving the city kind of thing that blows my mind. I am 1,000 times more worried about what this team looks like on a basketball court.
They got Brandon Carlson.
Oh, no! Suck again!
Oh no! We suck again!
Well, another day with bad news.
Closing arguments are brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, the alternative to divorce court. Stephen Vaughn, thank you for joining us today, amigo. Happy to have you. Enjoy primetime tonight. For Stephen Vaughn, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.